225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
To undergo testing and evaluation for an elbow injury to his UCL and related nerves, according to ESPN's Chris Mortensen. Team hopes to know more about him tomorrow. Buffalo currently the 1 seed in the AFC, and while home field advantage this postseason is valuable, having Allen as close to 100% as possible means even more to the Bills, believes ESPN's Dominique Foxworth.
Honestly, at this point, I could care less about the first round bye or the seeding or going on the road. And I know the decisions are never this clear, but if the decision was we have to go on the road for all the playoffs, but we rest Josh Allen and he's 100% healthy, or he's 80% healthy and we get the first round bye, give me 100% and we'll go on the road. I think he and they are that good that they'd rather have that.
Dominique on Greene. The NFL, with its first TV flex of the season, moved to November 20th. The Chiefs-Chargers game to 8:20 Eastern, with the Bengals-Steelers matchup moving to 4:25 Eastern. Latest college football rankings unveiled tonight, 7 Eastern ESPN TV. Some shuffling at the top will come following a wild Week 10, which included losses by Tennessee and Clemson.
Do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. Fortunately, Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. It's a good thing, too, because having a home is hard work. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. Geico.com. Easy.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bank. That's bank. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com. And good luck from ESPN Asheville.
In the heart of Beer City, USA, two men, one journey to create a sports show unlike any other. Unfiltered, raw, and honest. One of them played a soccer goalie opposite Ben Stiller. The other once scored 6 points on Steph Curry. These guys know their shit. Let's go! Tank Spencer, Jeremy Greene, the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings. And Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
It is the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. A happy Tuesday to everybody. Election Day. Hope you did your civic duty today.
Yeah, and now we don't have. There's no more ads.
Did you get your sticker? Did you get your iVoter sticker?
Yeah, they handed me the sticker and I put it in my pocket and I immediately went, and garbage. I don't need to.
The most useless thing on the planet. The I voted sticker.
Look, I voted. What do you want, a cookie? Good for you. Put that on your social media. Insecure Graham will love that.
Hope you did, though. Hope you voted today, and good luck to your team tonight.
And now you won't.
It's my team. I mean, that's how that goes, right? Good luck to your team tonight, as long as it's my team.
Correct. Nobody actually wants to hear your opinion. They want to hear their opinion come out of your mouth.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely. I did love the one recap that I saw today, or the one prediction that I saw today at the end of tonight. One side is going to be super happy about how things went. The other side is going to scream and cry and say how the world's going to explode.
And then nothing's going to happen.
And it'll all stay the same.
And then tomorrow you will put your pants on one leg at a time and you will go to work, and that's how that'll go.
That's right. Anyway.
The only difference is that you will not hear commercials of, I am here for you and I will fight for you and your children. Next commercial. My opponent wants to fight children.
Thank God the election season is coming to an end. But anyway, happy Civic Duty Day to everybody. It is a Power Rankings Tuesday here in the Sportsocracy.
That's the more important thing.
Of course it is. Opening drive, as always, brought to you by Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville. Go to 629 Brevard Road. Check out the showroom. You, too, could be driving a brand spanking new Maxima.
Ultima, excuse me.
I'm
in an Ultima. It looks like, I thought it was a Maxima at first. Very sporty, very comfortable. I've never liked white on cars, but I like this one.
That's
I've been
very
looking at it
nice.
all day going, I like that, and I never like white vehicles.
I like the new body style.
I do, too.
The pointed nose gives it a very sports car kind of a feel.
I also accidentally hit a butt cooler button that I did not know existed, and I thought I had piddled upon myself.
Whoa, butt coolers?
Oh, I didn't know it was a thing. Now I know it's a thing, and now I don't know how I've lived without it.
Interesting.
Just phenomenal.
I've heard of bun warmers, but not bun coolers.
So good.
Nice.
629 Brevard Road. Tell them the two big guys from the Sportsocracy sent you. They'll give you an extra $250 on your trade.
Not only can you hear us right here on 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400 inside the Ingles Studio, but you can also see us on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click on the live video link. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. Get all the live alerts for when we have content going live on the channel.
We also have our first board bet payoff of the day. Oh, come on now. You can do better than that.
I'm your huckleberry.
There it is. Not cousin Colin Greene said he made a bet with the 10-foot-tall lightsaber man. I'm going to assume that's Stephen Towle. So this is for you guys and the rest of Dennis Allen's employment check.
Indeed. Collins.
Not great for not great for the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, Collins, New Orleans Saints losing last night to the Baltimore Ravens. We'll talk more about that as we get to the teams in the power rankings throughout the program today. We had a lot go on in the NFL this week, but, nothing really bigger than the big upset at the top of the power rankings board as the number one team from the preseason until this week.
And who was that team?
The Buffalo Bills losing to the New York
Jets. Jets.
Jets going to take a bump up the power rankings this week with the win.
I cannot wait for how much of a homer I have called for where the New York Jets sit.
You had outstanding performances from the Cincinnati Bengals this week. The Bears showing some life. So
they didn't rise that much.
Hey, let's get into it here. Week 10 power rankings in the NFL. At number 32 with a bullet. Well, they've been there for a while.
The Houston Texans.
Yeah, the Houston Texans, as we say each and every week with the Houston Texans, they Damian Pierce well, and they do nothing else well.
They get a participation trophy because they showed up this week and nobody cried. Good for you. Let's go.
Losing to the Philadelphia Eagles on Thursday Night Football. Brandon Cooks didn't even play.
But on the bright side, you won a World Series that nobody cared about.
True.
True. Things are happening in Houston. Woo! And I do feel like you're going to end up with a quarterback. Mock draft tomorrow. Let's go.
Very good.
Houston winds up with a quarterback. Who's shocked?
I don't feel like they should consider anything else at the top of the draft.
Well, they also they have two picks. So not only do they wind up with a quarterback, but they also get a playmaker for him to throw it to.
Nice.
You'll have to tune in to the mock draft. And that playmaker probably doesn't even have to charter a plane to get to Houston from where he currently resides.
Uh-huh. I smell a little TCU wide receiver in there.
Might be in that Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex. Might be a dog that would look good in Houston, Texan, blue and red.
Houston Texans sitting at 1-6-1 on the season. They beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they won't win another game.
Oh, no. No, they are awful. This is one of the 5 worst teams I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
There's just nothing here.
Yeah, they are bad. Bad, but bad.
You've got a couple young guys that you can build on, but other than that, yeesh. It's not good. It's a no good, very bad thing.
It's not. Not at all. Number 31, the Week 10 power rankings. The Carolina Panthers.
Nobody circled. Oh, wait. Wrong. That's the wrong team.
Yeah, don't do that. This
and I'm going to try to say something
Nobody
nice.
rides down the drain like the Carolina Panthers.
And I'm going to try to say something nice about every one of these low-level teams. Sam Darnold is now active, which means Baker Mayfield should come nowhere near a field. But we're playing P.J. Walker this week. Yeah, it's a short week. And you're playing the Atlanta Falcons, and I hate to break it to you, it's not going to be a fun Thursday for you. But then you get a long week And you should see Sam Darnold for the last few weeks of the season.
I would imagine so.
Another team that will wind up with a quarterback.
I had all the high hopes in the world for the Panthers.
The bigger question for me is
taking them plus 7.5 on the road at Cincinnati, and then Joe Mixon happened.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yikes.
The bigger question is who's the next coach? Did you see Sean Payton on the Manning cast last night?
No.
Oh, it was phenomenal. I mean, other than the fact he had an audio delay that lasted about 30 seconds. So Peyton would say something, it would be death quiet, and then he would go to respond about the time it got uncomfortable, so Peyton said something else.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe work on that delay. Latency. It's very important. He basically said, he was talking about Lamar Jackson. And he said, Lamar gets to be a free agent, and so do I. Ooh. And he just stared at the camera like, Brinks truck. That's all I care about.
So he's already
back it up.
Yeah, so he is. He's not hiding the fact that he is going to be back in the coaching game next year.
Not at all. It is. And look, I'll be honest with you. If I was a Panther fan, I would have heard that last night and gone, well, one thing we do have, we're gonna have a high pick for a quarterback, and we have an owner that has a bajillion dollars.
Mm-hmm. That's a hey David Tepper. You remember that splash that you wanted to make when you hired Matt Rule as the head coach and gave him way too much money?
I have a better one for you. I have a much better way of spinning your doubloons.
Yeah. As the kids today say, bring that same energy with Sean Payton.
Well,
when
you
it
just
comes
broke
to the
that.
Offseason.
Yeah, that saying's dead. The kids don't say it now.
That's my goal.
As soon as Tate Spencer says
dad.
it, that saying is dead.
That's my goal as a dad. We all know this. Kill the sayings. Kill the annoying sayings before they get too far. Carolina Panthers sitting at 2-7. They do have the Atlanta Falcons this week on Thursday Night Football.
I mean, two objectives if you're Carolina. A, you don't want to win games. I cannot emphasize this enough. You don't want to win. You're not winning the division. We're all good there now, right? Like, I know we played with that. Yeah, it's worst division in football. Woohoo! Yep.
Well,
you're
we were
the worst of them.
I mean, they were in the hunt for a full week.
Yeah, and you're the worst of them. Like,
I'll be honest with you.
By quite a bit, actually.
And I'll be honest with you. That's the most positive that I thought you would take out of this season to begin with. That's the closest I ever thought you would come to winning this division. So take that as a win. And now let's focus on getting the draft pick.
Let's go to the future. Let's build for happiness. As a Jets fan that's watched us boo-boo kitty this enough times, don't win. I mean, if you have to play Baker Mayfield, play Baker Mayfield. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I personally would like to see what you have in Sam Darnold.
Yeah, but we've seen it, have you not?
Yeah, but this is at least a living, breathing. As bad as this offensive line is, it still might be the best one he's ever played behind.
Okay. Hopefully he can come off the injury, provide a little bit of spark, at least make the games that you're going to lose more interesting.
I'm going to be honest with my relationships in other markets. The number one question that I'm asked, why are you still doing this, Baker Mayfield? Like, Sam Darnold is better than him. We all get that, right? I mean, I do. I don't know how Ben McAdoo feels about this, but I know I see that.
I think he's aware. I feel like he's aware that Sam Darnold is better.
Maybe.
But we shall see. We shall see. DJ Moore obviously remains your best player, and
you didn't trade him. You didn't trade him to Green Bay, and Captain Hiawaska did not seem particularly thrilled about that on the Pat Mac show today.
Well, of course he's not. And guess what? We're going to talk about the Green Bay Packers way sooner than you would ever have imagined.
It's not that long away.
No, it's not. But it's not at number 30 because this week at number 30 is
the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, that team that beat the Green Bay Packers this past week.
They're still not good.
No.
It's bad when the losing quarterback has to say, let's calm down on how good their defense was. We were just that bad. And, I mean, Detroit at least has pieces that I look at and go, okay, defensively, you stood in place pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
You were road cones, and against Green Bay, that was enough. Don't really have much to build on, but you do have high-level young players. Amon-Ra, DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams. He's a low-key dog.
Jamison Williams, who we haven't seen yet,
And
but
you
once
won't.
once he does join this team, that's going to be pretty terrifying.
That will be next year. Everything I'm hearing is that this team's going to be so bad by the time that he can actually get off some form of off IR. It's pointless. Why would we subject him to the possibility of further injury? Just continue to lose games. And to me, those are the three teams that come away with quarterbacks.
Houston
I
Texans.
think your three worst teams are the three that need a quarterback the worst.
Houston Texans, Carolina Panthers, and the Detroit Lions.
And the ideal part of that is that you have C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, Will Levis, and then a big old cavern between 3 and 4.
Number 29 in the power rankings, coming up after the break right here on ESPN Asheville.
Ahoy, matey! At Ingles, our extensive seafood department offers a huge variety. From your local catch to flavors from around the world. Wild sashimi tuna, Charleston crab cakes, mountains of shrimp, bourbon salmon, wild mahi-mahi with mango salsa. It's enough to make any salty sea captain ready to set a course for the bounteous treasure of the Ingles Seafood Department. It's all in the bag. Ingles. Low prices, love the savings.
Everyone's heard about the housing market and this being the best time to sell a house in years. But the same thing applies to cars. Whether you're looking to buy a car, trade in, or sell that car in the driveway collecting dust, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville wants to buy your car. They have 2 on-site managers that work with Kelley Blue Book to give you top dollar for your vehicle. You can even have your car appraised instantly at AndersonNissan.com. Stop in and visit them today at 629 Brevard Road in Asheville or call them at 828-365-1663.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
The midterms are here. With so much at stake, MSNBC has the in-depth coverage and analysis you need. Our reporters are on the ground. Steve Kornacki is at the big board breaking down the races. On election night, Rachel Maddow and our Decision 2022 team will give you a greater understanding as results come in. And the next day, Morning Joe will provide perspective on what it all means for the future of our country. Watch coverage of the 2022 midterms, Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern on MSNBC.
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovyx.
Orgovyx Relugolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact: Orgovyx is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovyx may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovyx can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovyx treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovyx may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovyx. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
Hi, I'm Capri, and the little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is the chicken. They actually put it on the grill, cooked it in the sauce. It's definitely a good grilled spicy sandwich.
Hey, I'm Michelle, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is it's spicy and it's full of flavor. When you pair that with the Kale Crunch Salad, it's just good.
Order a grilled spicy deluxe sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
The Sportsocracy.
Ice up, son. Ice up.
Live from the Ingles Studio, Week 10 NFL Power Rankings, number 29.
The Indianapolis Colts.
Yep, we got Frank Reich out of town. Jeff Saturday is the new interim head coach. And the news today, somebody named Parks Frazier is going to be calling their plays.
Parks Frazier sounds like somebody that would put their debut album out and open for Jason Mraz.
100%.
Yeah,
Good
it's the
for
first.
you.
It's the first thing I thought of when I saw his name. I saw it on the marquee. And you do realize this guy has a defensive background, right?
All I thought was Parker Lewis never loses.
There's a level of dysfunction with Indianapolis that I cannot wrap my head around. Jim Irsay last night sounded like a stark raving crazy person, and that's me knowing full well that he is full.
That's the sound the bear makes.
He's Gary Busey in real life. Like, he's actual, honest to God Gary Busey. And I still sat there and watched him going, are you out of your mind? I love that Jeff Saturday does not have any NFL head coaching experience. For why? He doesn't have the fear. And how those people in Indianapolis didn't go, question, Mr. Irsay, does that mean that Frank Reich did? Because that's what you just said, whether you heard yourself say it or not. And every coach in the league went, nope, not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good there. You thrust a graveyard of old quarterbacks on me. You refuse to draft weapons. And then you're going to say that about me when you fire me? Yeah, I'm good, dog. That's going to be a no from me, dog.
So they're going to be scraping bottom of the barrel for a new head coach. Is that what you think?
Well, not necessarily that. It was just a very bad look. And then Chris Ballard comes out and says, well, y'all, all of you hammered me for not drafting wide receivers. Well, our offensive line isn't playing well either. You mean that thing you have been drafting?
Mm-hmm.
Like that was not a positive for you. What are we in bizarro world right now? You hire a coach from outside of the organization that doesn't know the offense. Have you seen the line on their game with the Las Vegas Raiders this week?
No.
It started as a 1.5 point Indianapolis Colt lean.
Okay.
I have to check and see where it has bottomed out because it was to 6.5 earlier today.
What?
Vegas has it's bottomed out at 6.5. There's a reason that no team has done this since we started playing the Super Bowl because it doesn't make any sense. None. Zero say you cannot explain this in any way. Well, everybody loves him. Well, everybody loves Reggie Wayne too, and he actually knows the offense because he's on the staff.
Mm-hmm.
It just, I don't get it to any extreme, and I feel bad for Colt fans. You had a much higher expectation than this, and I think this comes down from your lunatic owner down. You cannot have this much dissension every year between coaches. I mean, going all the way back to the McDaniels thing. I always thought that was strange. You hired Josh McDaniels. You signed the coordinator, but you signed the coordinator before you signed the coach. Then the coach bails out, and you're stuck with the coordinator. That's dysfunction.
Mm-hmm.
And now the fact that you don't have a Peyton Manning or an Andrew Luck is the truth serum's out there. The truth is in the pudding. You have regressed every single year since Andrew Luck retired. And to me, this is ownership down. Sorry, Colts fans.
Yeah, it's not good. Hopefully, I don't know, like I said yesterday, Jeff Saturday comes in and maybe he's able to spark that offensive line and blocking better.
Okay, you said it yesterday, and I knew there was a reason that was bothering me, and I finally came to what it is.
Yeah.
Do you know who the assistant offensive line coach of that team is?
No.
It's Kevin Mawai.
Okay.
Who is a better center than Jeff Saturday?
Okay.
That's not even debatable.
Okay.
You really don't want to go down that path.
I didn't say anything.
But you I saw that look. I know that look. That was you're wrong, but I'm just going to let you have this one. He's a Jet. Jeff Saturday's not. Kevin White is a dog.
Oh, Jeff Saturday's a Tar Heel.
I forgot about that. Hashtag no homer. Get out of here. No, I knew that was rubbing me wrong when you said it, but I couldn't put my finger on why.
I don't know who the hell their offensive line coach is. I don't care. That's the only positive I could see coming out of that.
Yeah, that was you already have this guy.
That
He's
and
on
the time
staff.
that Peyton Manning blasted Jeff Saturday on the sidelines for trying to call the plays and said, "You just snap the ball. Let me worry about the plays."
Which is hilarious.
And now Jeff Saturday is the head coach.
There's also a rumor that this came from Peyton Manning, and as a Jets fan who had to endure 2 years of Adam Gase at the behest of Peyton Manning, you don't want to hire your coach because he wants you to, was a very dark time in my life.
100%. The Indianapolis Colts are not good. Hopefully Jonathan Taylor comes back and provides a little
I would
spark.
put him on ice.
You would?
I would. I'd put him on ice.
Just cash it in.
There's nothing here. And you're going to fool around and get somebody hurt. Bad call.
Yeah, a lot of tough games still left on that schedule. You're 3-5-1. Not the season you hoped it would be. And after 9 weeks, it does appear to be time to scrap this thing. At number 28.
The Las Vegas Raiders.
Who are
the
awful.
team they play this week.
Yeah. That's one of those games. If you watch 10 seconds of, I'm going to need you to explain why.
The over-under is 42.5. And I'm not sure that I wouldn't put like a house payment on the under. This could be, what is the weird, 7-5. That's the weirdest score I can come up with. That's how bad this could be. Look, there's a lot of dissension with the Raiders too. I know I just hammered the Colts. There's a lot of stuff coming out of Vegas that is unsettling. Mark Davis has apparently been on a tirade for weeks.
As he should be.
But you did this. You can't tap out on this in a year. This was, if you remember when they hired Josh McDaniels, he said, this is a culture shift. We have to draft better. You just cut Jonathan Abram today. That was a disaster. And when you really look at it, you've had to overpay for free agents. Chandler Jones is the first one to my brain. You haven't given a lot of players second contracts, so it's not like you've got a lot of depth. The offensive line is still a problem. I love Dylan Parham. Outside of that, there's not a lot that I like. So you're trying to run an offense that's predicated on really good offensive line play and really being in rhythm. You don't have any rhythm players. Well, you have one, and I'm kind of convinced that he did something to Josh McDaniels' tires because he is completely irrelevant, and his name is Hunter Renfrow. It's not good. And the Raiders are a team I feel like tap out. Tap. Go get the high-level prospect. The top of this draft is very good. Don't try to build up momentum.
And is this a Pete Skoranek kind of a pick? You're going offensive line with that top pick?
It's Peter Skoranek.
Or Peter Skoranek, excuse me.
I had Ben Skoranek in my head when you said that. And it's Peter Skoronsky.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, that's Paris Johnson, somebody like that. There's a couple high-level linemen. I like Jalen Duncan out of Maryland. I'm trying to remember the kid's name. Ola Fashanu from Penn State. He's 19 years old. He's 19 years old, and he is a beast. But that's what you need.
Yep.
The Raiders and the Colts are perfect examples of that. If you're going to be bad, be bad. These teams never pick in the top 5. There's a reason for that. They're never that bad. But when you have a season that's this lost, what are you actually gaining from beating the Jaguars or whatever the case may be? That's an empty, hollow win that's not going to resonate. You expect it to be playoff teams. There is no build momentum with a nameless, faceless win in November. Figure out what you have in the young guys. Stop worrying about firing Josh McDaniels. You're stuck in this for another year minimum, unless you're a complete crazy person, and you're really going to hate how that looks on the backside.
Mark Davis. Just saying.
We don't know that he's a crazy person. His dad was a crazy person.
Well, he's sired by a crazy person and is a billionaire who still can't get a sensible haircut.
Oh, well, you're not wrong.
I mean,
he is a man that has $10 billion and gets his hair cut at the barber college. So
exactly.
I guess I get it.
I mean, he's got the haircut of a bad Batman villain.
Windsuit man.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. And it's time to get just a bit outside.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
We're all wrapped up in football. We got college football playoff rankings coming out tonight, 7 o'clock. We will find out who will be the number one team in the country. We all know who it's going to be. But the question is, will will Tennessee be in the top 4 still? There's a lot of that going on out there. A lot of the rumors. We're doing power rankings in the NFL, but basketball season has arrived.
It's already over.
It's only because your team lost to a Cowboy hat.
My team lost to a Cowboy hat, so college basketball season's already over. It is decided.
Florida State Seminoles losing to Stetson last night.
I don't want to talk about
it. It's not good. It's not good. Congratulations to the UNC Asheville Bulldogs picking up a win against the Central Florida Knights last night. Double overtime win. Drew Pember with 40 points in the game. Tar Heels got a win over UNC Wilmington, and it wasn't as dominating as you wanted it to be on the scoreboard, but it's still early
and that
in the
happens
season.
a lot in college basketball.
Absolutely. However, pure and unadulterated domination came last night for one team in college basketball, the Bryant Bulldogs. Bryant University last night tipped off the season against Thomas College. That is a D3 school. And would you like to know what the final score was?
178-6.
You were close. You're very close. It was 147-39. 108-point victory for the Bryant Bulldogs. And afterwards, Jared Grasso, the head coach of the Bryant Bulldogs, was obviously asked, what happened? Why did you run up the score like that on this D3 school? And he gave a great response that said, I tried to spread out the minutes as much as I could, but I'm not going to go into the locker room and tell my guys, all right, guys, we're just going to shut this thing down. It's not good for them. It's not good for us as a team. We're going to keep doing our game plan, and if they can't stop it, then basically tough nuggies. He said, whether we're playing Thomas or whether we're playing Kentucky, we're going to stick with our game plan. Top scorer in the ball game, 19 points for Doug Eddert. You know that name?
I do. He's mustache from St. Peter's.
Yeah, the transfer from St. Peter's. He had 19 points in the ball game last night as the Bryant Bulldogs come out with a 108-point victory, something that I don't know will be matched in this college basketball season after just one night.
We don't talk about a lot of hockey on this show, but something that just came out, the Ottawa Senators are for sale.
Oh.
So for the low, low price of whatever an NHL team costs, which I don't know the answer to that.
$2 billion.
Oh, it's not that much. I would say $450 million that was the number I had in my head.
I have no idea.
Which, by the way, is a good investment.
I mean, you remember inflation.
Second wave. I swear I won't do that again.
That's a lie.
Apparently, Ryan 100%. Apparently, Ryan Reynolds, he wants to buy the Ottawa Senators. He just has the same problem that I have with buying the New York Jets. He doesn't have anywhere near the money.
Yeah.
He went on the Tonight Show last night with Jimmy Fallon, and it was asked about the rumors that had been circulating. He said, I am trying to buy the Senators. It's very expensive, so I need a partner with really deep pockets. It's called a consortium when you form a group to buy an entity, and it's a fancy way of saying I need a sugar mommy or a sugar daddy. That was his exact words. I've always liked Ryan Reynolds. I think he's ridiculously hilarious. Mm-hmm. The fact you would go on national television and say, I would love to buy an NHL team. I just don't have any money.
It's not that he doesn't have any money. He just doesn't have enough money.
Well, I am here to declare that I am interested in buying an NFL team, and I'm in for $8, Bob.
I don't feel like that's going to get you much of a share of the team.
I will be halftime entertainment. I will bring some chuckles, and I don't bring much else.
Well, speaking of guys that don't have enough money to buy their own NFL team but wants to buy one, new report today from the Washington Post, Matthew McConaughey wants to join in on Jeff Bezos' bid to buy the Washington Commanders.
Well, you better hurry because Bezos and Jay-Z were at dinner together last night.
McConaughey has been a almost lifelong fan of the Washington football team, and he's the same thing. He's the same way. Doesn't have the money, but I do have a lot of money, and I can get in on your little ownership group. That would be cool. I mean, you would have a Grammy winner, an Oscar winner, and of course the richest man on the planet owning the Washington Commanders.
I want to make so many dazed and confused jokes right now, but I'm not going to.
What, that no matter how old he gets, the team still sucks?
You know what I love about the Washington Commanders? They keep getting more expensive. My steaks say the same price.
You're right in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. It is a Power Rankings Tuesday. We'll hit number 27 coming up next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
A real taste of fall tonight with temperatures down in the upper 30s in the valley, and we're below freezing with elevation tonight. Sunshine Wednesday, high 62 degrees, and then some rain pulls in for the late week forecast Thursday night into Friday. Could see some 1-inch plus downpours for Friday. And this is from Nicole, which is advertised to become a hurricane hitting the southeast coast of Florida midweek. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples is a one-stop destination for shipping supplies like boxes, mailers, and packing filler to services like UPS Shipping. And right now, get 25% off UPS Express shipping services at Staples. Offer valid in U.S. Staples stores through 12/31. Staples, the best-kept secret in shipping.
Yeah, we're replacing the carpets too, so don't worry about that.
No fresh powder yet, but Dan's Ski Lodge has an avalanche of projects.
Those 4 rooms are getting hot tubs.
He needs a staff engineer to navigate a flurry of new requests.
And all of those will be fully ADA accessible.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The midterms are here. With so much at stake, MSNBC has the in-depth coverage and analysis you need. Our reporters are on the ground. Steve Kornacki is at the big board breaking down the races. On election night, Rachel Maddow and our Decision 2022 team will give you a greater understanding as results come in. And the next day, Morning Joe will provide perspective on what it all means for the future of our country. Watch coverage of the 2022 midterms, Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern on MSNBC.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Jeremy loves to be on the right side.
I do.
I've always been on the wrong side of health, but that's all changed with PhD weight loss program. Last Thanksgiving, we started with PhD, and since then, I've lost more than 90 pounds. None of my clothes fit anymore. I'm having to get a whole new wardrobe. You got a favorite shirt? I don't have that anymore. Like, I'm having to find all new favorites. But I'm good with it because that means I'm going to get to live a little bit longer.
It's ironic you brought up a favorite article of clothing because I am currently wearing a Florida State hoodie. It's been out of the rotation for quite some time because when I wore it, I looked like a wet dog trying to come in through the cat door. But thanks to the weight loss program of PhD, I'm back down to my high school weight. I'm fitting in clothes that I don't actually know why I kept.
There is a program out there that can take 2 of the biggest slovenly lummoxes in the history of time and make them healthier. They can definitely do the same for you. Go to myphdweightloss.com. That's myphdweightloss.com.
Are you ready to tackle your banking needs? Home Trust Bank's team of expert advisors and lenders want to be your teammate. We want to hear your story, learn your aspirations, and assist you with financial needs, and provide options that are tailored to you. With a wide range of personal, mortgage, and commercial services, you will discover all your banking needs under one roof with a local and personalized touch at Home Trust Bank. Score big with Home Trust Bank. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Sportsocracy.
What are you people? On dope?
Back in the Ingles Studio, you can check us out on YouTube. Get involved in the conversation as well. Just leave your chats there. You got to be subscribed to the YouTube channel to do that, though. And Conversations Living Room with RJ says Ottawa, as an NHL team, the Ottawa Senators, would be worth about $1.5 billion.
That's a sizable investment. It's more than I thought.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, you were only off by $1 billion.
I still maintain it's a good investment.
Sure. Much better than buying an NBA team at this point.
Yes. Or a Major League Baseball team.
I think you can pick those up for less than whoever won Powerball.
Whoever won Powerball is probably already getting mailers from the Oakland Athletics.
Which was no one.
Somebody won it.
Did they?
Somebody in California.
Really?
Which is what held up the drawing. Hashtag birds aren't real. Don't trust the government. I'm telling you, it's a conspiracy.
I was trying to figure out, why? What did the birds have to do with the drawing being delayed?
The birds have to do with everything.
Oh, well. Congratulations to whoever that was.
If you know, you know.
We are doing the power rankings for Week 10 in the NFL. We're up to number 27, and this week it is
the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, Justin Fields.
Hey, congratulations. You have a quarterback that can run a bunch, like a whole bunch. If you listen to me and picked him up in fantasy football, good for you. This morning, Armchair Commentary and I told you what to do with that, and it could lead you to all the doubloons in your league. You have to check that out on the YouTube. But for real-life big boy football, he is bad. And I don't know what you want from me. They play the Eagles, the Bills, and the Jets. You get 2 more weeks of let the good times roll. And then you play 3 of the 4, 5, 6 best teams in the league.
Yep. You got the Falcons. You got the Lions and the Falcons coming up next.
And the Lions will be fun because they can't stop anything that's not Aaron Rodgers, who we will talk about very soon. I still don't buy it.
You have no faith that Justin Fields can turn into a quality quarterback in this league. This is what we talked about. Stephen Tao said it in the comments yesterday. This is all the same things that you say about Justin Fields are the same things that we've said about Lamar Jackson since he came into the league. Now, he improved over the years and has shut people up.
How many playoff wins he got? Oh, okay.
Who, Lamar? None.
No, he's got 1.
Or 1. Okay.
Look, there's a reason that every team in the NFL is trying to find that Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, high-end quarterback. And look, I think Lamar is that guy. Justin Fields is not. Lamar can go through a progression. I watched him do it last night. The problem is that his progression is Deshaun Jackson, Demarcus Robinson, rookie tight end, a guy that used to work at Home Depot, the guy that just checked me out at the grocery store. Okay, so progressions worked. Lamar did his job.
Right.
Not a whole lot of talent that he's going through. Justin Fields, it doesn't matter. He could have Calvin Johnson, Jerry Rice, and Randy Moss. He couldn't get to 2. And if he got to 2, it'd take 4.5 full seconds. Seacrest out. Watch his eyes. That's all you need to see. You know what changed with Chicago?
What's that?
They took out the second read. He has 1 read off the snap and then take off. And that's such a reactionary thing, especially with Miami, who is not the fastest defense you've ever seen. Wait till you see what the Jets, Bills, and Eagles do. I promise you after those 3 games, you'll be walking away going, hey, you know that fat guy with the mullet? He said this is going to unwind. And it did. I will make a standing wager right now. He does not throw for 300 yards in those 3 games combined. Combined.
Okay.
I've watched all 3 of those defenses at nauseum. They will toy with him.
But will he rush for that many?
I don't care if I frankly don't care if he rushes for 600 yards in that. That's great. Justin Fields had 160 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns, and the Bears got beat 79-14. Woo!
Woo! Chicago is continuing to be one of the worst teams in the league. I still feel like, he's a great athlete. You can't say he's not.
Ask yourself this question. How many great athletes are there in this world that never sniff the NFL? Do you know why? Because it's not just about being an athlete. Just like when the Wildcat happened. I told anybody that would listen, they'll figure this out in an hour. And they did. And they'll do the same thing with Justin Fields. I'll send exotic blitzes at you. I'll mix coverages up. I'll have man zone schemes back behind me, and you will start turning the ball over at a rate that would make Ryan Leaf blush. Mark my words, it's coming.
Yeah, as the Chicago Bears, you got a bad offense, you got a middling defense, and it looks good on the scoreboard sometimes.
Often not.
But sometimes you look competitive in the games. You got a lot to do.
I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked Armchair this morning. Why did I scream from the rooftops to play Justin Fields last week? Oh, you think I'm just a witch? Oh, you think I got a Ouija board? I was talking to the spirits? No, Miami's got a slow defense. Fast quarterback, slow defense that plays a considerable amount of man for what they have.
Mm-hmm.
That's a recipe for running quarterback to do well. You know it's not when you play legitimate big boy defenses. And they're coming.
Yep. Again, you've already won 3 games on the season. That was 3 more than I thought you were going to win. And that leads us now to number 26.
The Jacksonville Jaguars.
As the weeks go on, are you getting more confidence in this coaching staff and the change that's been made, or are you having less confidence?
The Jacksonville Jaguars are 1 year ahead of the Detroit Lions. My biggest fear is Trevor Lawrence is not progressing. But they beat the Raiders. No, the Raiders beat themselves. Jacksonville just so happened to be the team on the other side of the field. I think this is the right coaching staff, and I think you have a lot of the right players. The problem is that when you have this many young guys, you need somebody to galvanize them together. Who is that guy in Jacksonville? Who's the vet leader? I'll give you the Seattle Seahawks have this guy. I thought it was going to be Jamal Adams on the defense. It's really been Jordan Brooks, who's not a veteran per se, but he's got a very veteran mindset, and it's Geno Smith on the offense.
Mm-hmm.
With the Jets, it's Corey Davis and it's C.J. Mosley on the defense. If you go down the teams that are doing this, they all have that guy. Jacksonville doesn't have that guy. Jacksonville has a lot of guys that were 4s they threw big money at, and now they're being asked to be leaders. Don't be surprised if this takes a little while longer. I still think it's a talented team, and they're going to win games that they shouldn't. But you're a year away.
Mm-hmm.
Calvin Ridley will change a lot a year from now.
I agree. Once Trevor has that and a little bit more time to get acclimated to what Doug Peterson expects from him.
Well, I mean, and Stephen Tao in the YouTube comment said bust with 2 coughs on each side. Trevor Lawrence is running into the same thing that Andrew Luck did. If you don't come in with this much hype and you're just a no-doubt Peyton Manning type, everybody starts screaming bust.
Mm-hmm.
People said bust about Peyton Manning a year in.
Mm-hmm.
It's revisionist history. Not every quarterback is Pat Mahomes, who walks in with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and Andy Reid. Most of these guys have growing pains. There's a revisionist history on Tom Brady. Tom Brady wasn't throw it all over the yard guy until Randy Moss showed up. He was a game manager on steroids.
Mm-hmm.
Don't turn the ball over, get the ball in the right spot, run the offense. He's not a bust. He will be just fine. But the 2 coaches in 2 years delays your growth. There's no way for it to not.
100% it does.
Just
relax. I will accept that excuse for Trevor Lawrence much more than I will accept that excuse for, I don't know, Baker Mayfield.
Well, I mean, Baker Mayfield's 5 years in the league. 3 different head coaches, 3 different offensive systems, 2 different teams, lather, rinse, repeat.
Right. But that's my point, is everybody wants to make that excuse for that's why Baker isn't living up to the hype of a number 1 pick.
Well, he's not living up to the hype of the number 1 pick because he should have gone in the 3rd round. And I think anybody with an IQ above salad dressing that worked in this league knew that.
They know it.
I mean, we all said it to each other, so it's not like this was new information.
Right. Number 25 this week, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'm still going to keep saying that I think when they get T.J. Watt back, this team is going to look different, and they're going to be a massive headache to play.
Sure. They'll be a massive headache to play, except for that offense is still going to be bad.
The offense will be bad, but the offense will be put in better positions. The offense won't be asked to do as much because now I got the legitimate pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
But Pittsburgh falls into that same thing I said about the Raiders and the Colts. You're never here. You're never in this situation. Pittsburgh, if you just sail out on the season, do you realize that you could have Alex Highsmith, Will Anderson, and T.J. Watt on the same defense?
Yikes.
Do you realize how much that accelerates the learning curve for Kenny Pickett because he's asked to do so much less?
Mm-hmm.
Just lose, baby. Just lose.
I was going to say, don't tell me you have hopes that Mike Tomlin's going to be able to avoid a losing season with this team.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, they're going to be a headache. I didn't say they were going to be good, and I didn't say they were going to win games. I said they're going to be a headache. Best case scenario for Pittsburgh, you don't win another game all year.
Mm-hmm.
And you go get one of those high-level offensive tackles or Will Anderson if he falls in your lap. Take that talent that you never have access to, draft well, and a year from now, you're back to where you belong.
Well, they pretty much draft well all the time. And
they do, but they tend to have a very short shelf life because they love diva wide receivers that don't last forever.
That they do. You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. Power rankings continue after this.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I am Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
Are you sick and tired of living with that constant pain in your knees and back? You know joint pain doesn't just keep you from doing what you love, it affects your job, your relationships, even simple things like getting dressed. It's time to call QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics uses advanced regenerative medicine to restore and repair damaged joint tissue, giving you your life back. Hips, shoulders, elbows, they can all be treated with natural biologics from your own body. Powerful healing agents, highly concentrated. If you're tired of steroid shots that don't work, or if you're trying to avoid surgery, call QC Kinetics now to schedule your free consultation. Learn about these exciting new cutting-edge treatments for pain caused by arthritis or injury. No drugs, no pain meds, no downtime. This is an all-natural treatment that can get you lasting relief. People here are raving about the results. Call now. Appointments are available for this coming week. QC Kinetics. Call 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517 with locations in Asheville and in Greenville. Again, that's 828-333-9517.
Meet Joe A,
Hi.
Joe B,
Hello,
and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect, support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
For more information about contests on the station, log on to ESPNAVL.com. It's week 2 of the high school football playoffs on the Buncombe County Game of the Week, and AC Reynolds will be hosting Chambers. This will be a tough game for the Rockets, as Chambers has been a state title contender for the last 4 years. The Bojangles Countdown to Kickoff show starts at 7 on ESPN 1400 and 92.9 FM. Tuscola Mountaineers hit the road, and they'll be going to East Lincoln. This game has been moved up to Thursday night due to the weather. Pre-game starts at 7 with a kick at 7:30. The best high school football coverage is on News Radio 570, WWNC, and ESPN Asheville.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, and the power rankings for Week 10 in the NFL roll on. So many people in the comments on YouTube just waiting with bated breath. Where are the Green Bay Packers?
At number 24.
Yeah, number 24.
And here's the rationale. The teams behind them, what's their high side? Best case scenario. Rose-colored glasses.
3-4 wins.
Is Kenny Pickett going to become, I don't know, a 2-time MVP?
No.
Nope. Do they have defensive talent that's good enough to be a top 10 defense in the league?
No.
No. I don't know what's happening with Green Bay, and they deserve to be here or lower. They have played terribly.
Mm-hmm.
But they still have that upside. The Pittsburgh Steelers don't have that upside. Kenny Pickett's not turning into Ben Roethlisberger in 2 weeks. It's just not going to happen. Same thing with the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a young accumulation of talent. They don't have the vets. Green Bay has the vets. There's something happening there. I don't know what it is, and they've been terrible. Maybe Aaron Rodgers has had too much ayahuasca, and he's going on a trip that he's not coming back from.
Right.
I know I listened to him on Pat Mack earlier, and I'm not sure I understood 30% of what he said. A lot of it was rambling, and it's not about getting to the finish line. It's about experiencing the movement of the motion of the
right.
When you look into the mind's eye of the celestial being, you will understand there are more important things.
Do you smoke that playing on your shirt? I think it's a bulb, and you put water on it, and then it turns into a mythical being of adventure capitalism. I understood every word you just said, but I did not understand them in that order.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody put in the comments, none of those other teams have quarterbacks that are on drugs. You don't know that to be true.
I was going to say that very thing.
You don't know that
technically,
to be true.
ayahuasca, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It could be laundry detergent for all I know. It's just, not my bag.
We know the Green Bay Packers are bad, but they still have a ceiling. They still have a pretty decent ceiling.
And now the floor is getting lower every day.
Absolutely, but still, it's like Tampa Bay. At any moment, you expect the legend to kick in. And maybe it will, maybe it won't. If it doesn't, they'll keep falling on the power rankings. Just be patient.
And the thing that we pride ourselves on is that we don't overreact to anything. Common sense rules the day, which is why at number 23, the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
They're not good. Cliff Kingsbury is the next coach to get fired. But they have a high side, too. Because Arizona is a team, and you're going to tell me I'm crazy for saying this, Arizona is a team where I could see them making the coaching change, and then they get the season-long coaching bump because Cliff is gone.
Right.
And I don't know who it would be. I could not tell you who on that staff would take over for him, but it is very obvious to me that he has lost that locker room. When things are good, they're good. The first sign of any instability, did you see Kyler Murray with DeAndre Hopkins over the weekend? They're in each other's faces on the sideline. Everybody just seems to hate everybody else.
Well, that's what happens when you lose like this.
And what is the one way you galvanize that? Get rid of the one that everybody seems to hate, which is Cliff.
Yep. You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. The Week 10 Power Rankings will continue after the Sports Center update here in the Ingles Studio on 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400, and, of course, thesportsocracy.com.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
A real taste of fall tonight with temperatures down in the upper 30s in the valley, and we're below freezing with elevation tonight. Sunshine Wednesday, high 62 degrees, and then some rain pulls in for the late week forecast Thursday night into Friday. Could see some 1-inch plus downpours for Friday. And this is from Nicole, which is advertised to become a hurricane hitting the southeast coast of Florida midweek. I'm meteorologist Scott Lauriamore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. It's pro time because at Lowe's it's Provember. Over 30 days to save big. Full of more inventory, more Lowe's MVP's bonus points, and more of the deals you deserve. Because it always pays to be a pro at Lowe's. Save all Provember long.
Hi, I'm Capri, and the little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is the chicken. They actually put it on the grill, cooked it in the sauce. It's definitely a good grilled spicy sandwich.
Hey, I'm Michelle, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is it's spicy and it's full of flavor. When you pair that with the Kale Crunch Salad, it's just good.
Order a grilled spicy deluxe sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Halloween is over, but hiring is still scary. Indeed's end-to-end solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and instantly receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
In 2015, a rookie racer became the first indigenous driver ever in the NASCAR Cup Series. A few months later, though, he was arrested in the largest police operation in Canadian history. Now he's fighting his case in court, and it may change the future of Native rights.
It's not only my fight, it's the whole nation's fight.
From Campside Media and Dan Patrick Productions, this is Running Smoke. Listen on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
I'm Christine Lisi. If free agent receiver Odell Beckham Jr. is interested in joining the Cowboys, the feeling is mutual. Dallas owner Jerry Jones on 105.3 The Fan said today OBJ is someone they have all the appreciation in the world for, what he's accomplished as a competitor, and he looked pretty good with the star on his helmet. Beckham, rehabbing from a torn ACL, recently said when he signs with his next team, he'd like it to be a multi-year situation, and the Cowboys were one of the 4 teams he mentioned, along with the Giants, Packers, and Bills. NBA amid a 2-8 start and a 3-game losing streak. Lakers coach Darvin Ham vowing a turnaround for his team, says they're going to turn a corner. The Lakers didn't bring him there to lose. LA in the end won't be going anywhere unless it fixes one major issue, advises First Take host Stephen A. Smith.
They can't shoot. They will compete. They can finish at the basket. They will defend. But in the end, the results won't change until they get brothers that can put it in the hole from long range.
The latest college football playoff rankings of the season unveiled tonight at 7 Eastern exclusively on ESPN TV.
Do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. Fortunately, Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. It's a good thing, too, because having a home is hard work. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. Geico.com. Easy.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. WIN. That's WIN. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com. And good luck from ESPN Asheville.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy, presented by Ingles Supermarkets and Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
And it's a Power Rankings Tuesday here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. You are in the Sportsocracy, the Democratic Republic of Sports. Wishing everyone a happy and safe Election Day. Obviously, I know there are a lot of you that are going to be staying up late tonight, watching the returns, see what's going down, see if your team won.
It's a lot like draft night. I'm just going to sit around with a slew of domestic lights and I'll see how it goes.
And just tick off everyone around you as much as possible.
Oh, that's a bell ring. I don't know where the bell went, but it's that'll do.
There you go. It is the Sportsocracy Week 10 Power Rankings continuing here. Don't forget you can take us with you everywhere you go with the iHeartRadio app. Also see us live on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. If you don't know where to find it, you could just Google or you could just go to YouTube and type in The Sportsocracy. It's very easy to find. Or you can go to thesportsocracy.com. Click on that live video link, subscribe to the channel. That'll get you into the chat. And you can weigh in on your teams or where you think we're right, where you think we're wrong with this week's Power Rankings. We are up to number 22.
The New Orleans Saints.
You saw this team last night losing to the Baltimore Ravens 27-13. There's not a lot to like about this team.
Oh, there's a lot to like about this team. On one side of the ball.
On the defensive side.
And then it's Chris Olave, Alvin Kamara, end of message, repeat the line. That defense is ridiculously good. That offense is horror-awful. And I don't know if Andrew Dalton has pictures of Dennis Allen, dragging a body into the woods or committing some level of crime. I don't actually know how he's still starting for this team, but it has to stop now. I don't care if you go to Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston. They couldn't be any worse than him. It's not physically possible. He single-handedly beat them last night.
Mm-hmm.
If any other quarterback had played for that team, I'm not going to tell you they would have beaten Baltimore. I'm going to say it would have been a game into the fourth quarter because they did a good job dealing with that Ravens offense, and then he just couldn't stop turning the ball over. It was a joke. And then he pulls his helmet off, and he looks at every other person like they did it. No, Andrew, the ball came out of your hand. You're the one doing this. It's not anybody else. The line was not good. I get that. But you're the one turning it over repeatedly.
Mm-hmm. I don't understand Dennis Allen. I just don't.
And look, I think he's a bad coach. I didn't like the hire when they made it. I thought that was going to turn this into more Taysom Hill. And now, halfway through the year, here I am coming to you saying, please put Taysom Hill in as your quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Because he is an improvement over Andrew Dalton.
Yeah. I mean, at least he gives you another level of threat that Andrew Dalton doesn't give you. And apparently, Jameis Winston is cooked. Because you would think, I mean, if he had anything left, it's going to show in practice, and they would be like, yeah, this is better than Andy Dalton. But apparently not. New Orleans' offense is bad. I get it. The defense makes them competitive in games. But this is also a team that is not going to do much. And are you still sticking with that whole New Orleans is going to win this division thing, or did that just last a week?
They could. If I'll be really honest with you, if they had a Justin Fields style triple option wing team Maryland High offense, I'd feel. I don't think they're far behind your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh, it's ironic that we said that because at number 21, the Los Angeles Rams,
who lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this past week.
Oh, don't fret. Your team is not far from here.
Nobody should expect them.
Much like Mary's little lamb, everywhere that the Rams go, the Bucs are sure to go as well.
Absolutely. It was the 47-second drive from Tom Brady and the complete collapse of the L.A. Rams defense that petered that game away.
They're
not good.
Is that a professional diagnosis?
It is.
Okay.
You petered it away.
Indeed. I don't know what that means, and I don't think I want to know.
You know what it means because you saw it. You saw it when you were watching that game, and you went, "Oh, that's a Peter job. That's a Peter job right there." The L.A. Rams.
I'm gonna need somebody to clip that out and send it
good.
to me. And I promise I won't use it for anything nefarious.
Yeah, right. The offensive line continues to be what I feel like is their biggest hamper right now. I mean, I know Matthew Stafford hasn't been great. They can't run the ball to save their lives. They don't have any weapon other than Cooper Kupp that is reliable. This is just, I'm having a hard time figuring out about Les Snead. Because, I mean, I thought this guy's a genius. And now it's turned into just god-awful. And now I'm going, you took your swing to win a Super Bowl, and you asked yesterday, is it worth it? I would say, yeah, it's worth it to win a Super Bowl.
You got a Super Bowl. That's, I asked that question, asking the question, because you basically you opened and slammed your own window in a year.
Mm-hmm.
If you think you're outsmarting the NFL, you're not the first one I've ever seen do this. The NBA has rules about doing this because there was an owner for the Cleveland Cavaliers many years ago that thought he was outsmarting the league by trading away first-round picks. Look at all this talent. And then the team was dreadful. There's a reason for that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason the league gives you draft picks every year. It's to replenish talent. Because, see, when your roster is incredibly top-heavy, any form of injuries, you have nowhere to turn because they're playing players in NFL games right now that I'm not sure belong in the XFL, let alone in the NFL. That's what you get. And as a draft guy, I sit back and laugh and go, yep, that's what you get. Enjoy your one ring because you won't come close to another one.
No.
Because this team will get worse every single year. Think about this. You're a fan of a team that had a history for making some less than ideal draft decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever have a draft where you just absolutely missed on everybody? It was a completely wasted year?
Yeah.
Did you ever notice 2 or 3 years from there, you were always bad?
Mm-hmm.
This was the Jets' problem for many years.
Mm-hmm. Vernon Hargraves.
Completely wasted draft classes. Yeah, 2 years from there, you start to feel it. Special team starts to lack.
Mm-hmm.
Your depth starts to lack. And if you go through any kind of injuries, you're done like dinner. Well, now Les Snead's done this 4 years in a row. Tried to do it for 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
Still can't believe Carolina didn't take that. When you think you're outsmarting the league, all you're really doing is outsmarting yourself. I think Les Snead's a smart guy.
I think so, too.
That steered too much into one boat of, I've got Stan Kroenke, who's got more money than 3 states put together. And so I can do these things that some of these other teams can't do because I've got cash on hand. And he thought that was an asset. And it is to a point. But it's like anything. Whether it's drinking, ayahuasca, cheeseburgers, moderation is key. You live off of it, you're probably going to die by it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what the Rams did.
Yep. The offense is listless. You still have these star players on this just god-awful team, and that's why it's so hard to wrap your head around. Because you wouldn't imagine a team with Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey, Cooper Kupp.
But finish that. A team with Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Cooper Kupp, and then what?
I get it.
You get Bobby Wagner, Matthew Stafford, and then it gets thin in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
It's death by 1,000 paper. Because the other element of this that nobody ever talked about, not only are you not drafting high-level, cheap talent that you have under contract for 5 years, you're also losing the guys like Sebastian Joseph Day, who I understand it hasn't worked out with the Chargers, but he was a good player for the Rams. You lose these players every single year because you're so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So even when you hit a guy in the draft, you don't retain them. It's a loser's philosophy. I said it the whole time. Now, did I think it was going to fall off a cliff this fast? No, I did not. But I thought they were going to be in the same boat as the team at number 20.
Which is?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
I thought your fall off was coming in a year. You played one of the ugliest games I think I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I've ever seen that much high-level talent on a football field produce that low level of an output.
And that's the thing that kills me about my team is you have Tom Brady out here he's dirting balls. He's overthrowing receivers. And when he does finally throw it on target, they drop him. And again, guys that should have a good rapport with Tom Brady. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, they're not producing either. And I feel like it's all just it's much like the Green Bay Packers, the Arizona Cardinals, the LA Rams, all these teams that we talked about in these in this area of the worst teams in the league. When you're losing games, nobody's focused. Nobody's locked in. Everybody's making mistakes. And there's no hope for it. I've been getting into the arguments on these fan pages for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers ever since the game on Sunday of, oh, we're still good. We still have a chance. We're number 1 in the division. Stop talking.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Fans
living,
are fun.
Yeah, you're living in this fantasy world where you think Tom Brady is just going to show up and be, oh, this is it. This is where we go on the run. No. Because the defense is still not playing well. I did think Devin White played better this week. But yay, that was one. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 4-5. They could limp to the division championship and then get ousted in the first round of the playoffs. It's the best case scenario you have.
And then Tom walks off, and it goes to complete teardown next year.
Yep.
But you got a Super Bowl out of it.
Very rarely do I ever just sit here with my...
And that will that will soak up your tears for a while.
Very rarely do I ever just sit here and go, because I couldn't have said any of that any better than myself.
Yeah.
I couldn't. You hit that nail directly on the head. I always give you flack for #NoHomer.
You do.
And 90% of what you say when you do that, you don't believe or you're joking.
Right.
Because you hit that perfectly.
Mm-hmm. There comes a time when you have to be realistic. You got to step out of that fan mindset and go, where are we right now? We're a bad team. And if I was the one calling the shots and I was Jason Light, I'd be looking to get everything I can out of this roster. And I don't mean like on the field. Trade deadline, I'd have been shopping. Guys.
And I don't think you can do that.
Probably not. But this offseason,
I've always said old
rosters
are a lot like being on a sinking ship. Or on if you've ever owned a boat, when one thing goes wrong, 40 things are going to go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of the same philosophy of once it starts going down, you might as well just enjoy it because it's going to sink.
Mm-hmm. This offseason, can I get something out of Chris Godwin? Can I get some value back for Mike Evans? I know that's sacrilege to talk about. But at some point, you have to think, where are we going? Nowhere. We're going nowhere fast. So cash what you can in and start a rebuild. Because Tom's not going to be here to save you.
Nope.
Hell, he's here now and he can't save us.
Nope. I did hear a conspiracy theory that the reason Tom came back was because he didn't want Giselle to get her hands on the Fox money. That is some next level conspiracy right there. And that's coming from a person that doesn't believe birds are real.
Yeah. There could be something.
That is somebody that sat around in their basement and went, wait a minute. I got it. I know why he did it. After 42 domestic lights over a 3-day period.
It's not the way you wanted it to go if you're a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, but everybody else in this division, Carolina Panthers included, feel pretty confident about the future because at least you're not going to have them to worry about for a while. You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is stopped 40 eastbound between Sweeten Creek Road and Charlotte Highway. Due to an accident, the roadway shut down. In Haywood County, 40 eastbound slow between Fines Creek Road and mile marker 18. 240 westbound slow between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. Smoky Park Highway moving problem free. Patton Avenue no delays. New Leicester Highway no backups. Check of the drive time from Bent Creek to Avery Creek via NC 191 southbound. Drive time 10 minutes. I'm Lee Minfield with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell.
The rumors are true. Nacho fries are back at Taco Bell for a limited time. So if you've been craving those golden fries with their Mexican spices and that warm nacho cheese sauce you dip them in, go to Taco Bell and order some today. Contact store for participation, which varies.
The midterms are here. With so much at stake, MSNBC has the in-depth coverage and analysis to give you a greater understanding. Watch coverage of the 2022 midterms, Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern on MSNBC.
Dancing crew, trip for two, nailed the final interview. Game with Doug, brand new mug. Come here, kid, give me a hug. The more you want to do, the more we want to do. Boosters designed for COVID-19 variants are now available. If you've had your primary series, schedule an updated COVID-19 booster appointment as soon as you're eligible. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
When I finally drove the old car into the grave, I knew there was only one place I was going to go. Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville, home of the family plan. And yes, they treat you like family. I went in, told them what I was looking for, told them my budget, and in no time, I was signing the paperwork on my certified pre-owned vehicle. They have the area's largest selection on quality pre-owned vehicles and certified Nissans. They go through a 167-point inspection, so you know it's not going to let you down. They gave me the Carfax report, so I know the history of my vehicle. And the Fred Anderson family plan gives me things like oil changes and car washes and loaner cars if I have to have major work done on the car in the future. For me, buying a car has always been an intimidating thought. But the folks at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville made it super easy. Don't be like me. Don't wait till the last minute to get a deal done. Go to AndersonNissan.com or stop by the showroom at 629 Brevard Road. And don't forget to mention we sent you from the Sportsocracy and get a $250 bonus on your trade-in at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
You might not know this, but the Ingles Bakery is actually a bakery. As in, we bake things, really delicious things. Things like crusty breads just waiting for that scrumptious strawberry jam. Apple fritters to pair perfectly with that morning cup of coffee. Cakes for any occasion, customized to your precise standards. And did we mention the cookies? It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Are you ready to tackle your banking needs? Home Trust Bank's team of expert advisors and lenders want to be your teammate. We want to hear your story, learn your aspirations, and assist you with financial needs, and provide options that are tailored to you. With a wide range of personal, mortgage, and commercial services, you will discover all your banking needs under one roof with a local and personalized touch at Home Trust Bank. Score big with Home Trust Bank. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Sportsocracy.
Why are you smiling? Because I love football.
We are back in the Ingles Studio on ESPN Asheville. Week 10 power rankings. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, big disappointment at number 20. Speaking of disappointments, they just continue to roll on here. Number 19, Jeremy Greene.
This is going to feel high to some people, but hear me out. The Denver Broncos.
Yep, high. Senator Sox high. Like what? How?
This is the one team in the rankings that I'm telling you right now. This is the most conjecture. I watched the England game with Jacksonville twice. I obviously watched it live, and then I went back and watched it play by play. There was a period in the third quarter. I feel like why it took him so long to figure this out, I don't know. I feel like he figured something out, and you're going to see a different version of Russell Wilson. I'm not telling you this team's good. Look, they're in front of 12 teams that I don't think any of them are good. But I think it's going to be better than it was. If Russ gets out of the pocket, which he was just absolutely refusing to do, I still feel like he can be a good to great quarterback in this league. Do you realize how bad he actually was in the first half of this season?
Mm-hmm.
If he gets to Geno Smith, who played for 4 teams in 7 years, and none of them viewed him as a starter, then this team probably falls about where they are right here. That's just me assuming he becomes a league average quarterback instead of the absolute disaster that he has been. Is it conjecture? Yeah, it's a little bit. Could I be very wrong? Yep. And if they come out after the bye and absolutely piddle in their pants, they'll drop like a rock. But I watched that second half and went, that looks more like the Denver team I expected.
And my wonder is, will it continue?
Well, and I'm also overvaluing the fact it was a London game.
Mm-hmm.
Because poorly coached teams usually go to London and get smashed. They didn't. And I'm not saying you're playing a great team. I understand all of those things. This is a little bit of conjecture. They feel good enough about the edge rushers to go get the capital back for Bradley Chubb. They didn't want to give him the money. I think that's a smart move. They like Baron Browning. They like Nick Bonito. And to me, again, tinfoil hat, 3-dimensional chess, whatever you want to call it. You start really leaning on some of these young guys. It's almost like an infusion of, I don't even know how to say it. It's like touching the hot socket. And you just, and then you just for a minute like, woo. That was a little burst of electricity That's kind of where I feel like Denver's at.
Okay.
If it crashes into the rocks, I will readily admit I was wrong.
With their schedule going forward, though, your best case scenario is still 6 wins on this year. You got the Raiders and the Panthers.
2 of the 5 worst teams in the league.
Uh-huh. And then
you also catch the Titans this week, who may not have Ryan Tannehill. Take the journey with me.
Okay.
You beat a Malik Willis-led Titans team in Nashville. Then you beat the Raiders and Panthers, who are both awful.
Mm-hmm.
The team's 6-5.
Mm-hmm.
That team has talent. We've never debated that. You catch a little momentum. I'm not saying you're going to beat Baltimore. I'm not saying you're going to beat Kansas City. But you end this with the Cardinals, the Rams, the Chiefs, who may be playing for absolutely nothing, and the Chargers. Yeah, I see more than 6 wins there.
Yeah, I can't see it. I don't think that defense is that good. They will still lose to Derrick Henry.
The defense is fantastic. I don't understand what you just said at all.
Really?
That's one of the best defenses in the league.
Then you think they
haven't allowed a 60-yard receiver all year long. Think about what I just said.
Mm-hmm. That's not what Tennessee wants to do, though.
I mean, it's not like they're getting gashed in the run game anyway. Either they just can't score. That's the point. Is that this is one of the worst offenses in the league. If you just get to the Jets, I need you to be the Jets. This team could be 8-9.
I'm with Kevin Vick on this one. This is as high as Aaron Rodgers on ayahuasca.
That's fine. If I'm wrong, I'll admit it. I don't think I am.
All right, Denver Broncos.
And I've railed on Denver more than anybody.
Mm-hmm. Coming in at number 19 this week. Number 18.
The Washington Commanders. They're better than you think. That defense is figuring it out. They should have beat Minnesota. Who's secret time? They're real high.
Mm-hmm.
They're one of the best teams in the league.
Mm-hmm.
You should have beat them. I fully believe Washington will be a team whose record is not indicative of how much growth they actually had. We were talking about Ron Rivera getting fired. Let me go ahead and tell you, there is no chance Ron Rivera gets fired. Unless this just absolutely crashes into the rocks. You have playmakers on offense. The defense is figuring it out.
Still need a quarterback.
You still need a quarterback, but I'm Taylor Heineke, but greater than Carson Wentz.
100%. I will agree with that.
I figured we would already be talking about Sam Howell by now. And we're not.
No. Taylor Heineke's never been that guy. He's never been that guy that you go, well, they're just sunk because of Taylor Heineke. He's been able to make plays. Hell, he got him to the playoffs 2 years ago.
He's the number 2. Every fast food place has a number 2. And usually it's pretty good. It's not necessarily a number 1. Mm-hmm. It's not like the premier thing that they put on the advertisement, but it's still good.
Right.
And that's what Taylor Heineke is.
He's the double cheeseburger.
No, the double cheeseburger is usually on the value menu. That's Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is the single plain, no ketchup, no mustard cheeseburger. Meat, cheese, nothing to it. It will keep you alive.
Okay, how about the bacon double cheeseburger? Now we're getting closer.
Now you're getting in the ballpark.
Well, they got to play the Eagles this week. And I don't feel like that's going to go your way at all. And after you see what the Eagles do to them this week, then maybe we'll feel like this is a more reasonable ranking next week.
And Corey Short said that's a McDouble. The double cheeseburger is $1.99. The double cheeseburger is the most underrated sandwich in all of fast food delicacy land. Don't you be giving me a McDouble. I know there's a difference. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. But when I bite in, I know McDouble.
Are there fewer onion shavings on that?
I don't know. I know one makes me really happy and one makes me really angry. I didn't ask for a McDouble. I wanted a double cheeseburger. They are different.
Mm-hmm.
And you know who tells you that? Fat people like me.
It is the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. It is time. Let's get weird.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
All right, today I want to tell a hero story.
It feels like we always talk about,
Are you going full Chad Kroger right now?
Chad Kroger. Yeah. Yeah, a hero can save us.
If you had played that song behind this, I would have laughed so much harder.
I wanted to, but Josie Scott, he's suing people for that now.
Really?
No, he's not. I'm just.
I
had to get a Josie Scott reference
I
in
don't
there
think
somehow.
you got it like that, dog.
In Boston the other night, there's a young man and his dad went to the Celtics game. They enjoyed their night. Celtics got a win, and they were walking back to their car in Charlestown when all of a sudden the dad says the 18-year-old kid, his name is Finn Connor, gave him there was a noise, but the dad couldn't make out what the noise was. And Finn looked at his dad, gave him an awkward look, and then just bolted, took off running. Turned out what Finn heard was the word drowning. And he jumped into the river nearby to save a man from drowning. It's a great story. Friday night, you're going with your dad to the Boston Celtics game. They get a win. You jump in, save a guy from drowning, and then when NECN, the TV station up there, tried to reach out on Saturday morning to talk to Finn, he was taking his SAT test. That's a hell of a weekend for that young man. But Finn Connor, you got to tip your cap off to him as he was put in a weird situation and where most people would just walk on by and go, oh, they got it. It's fine. Because there was already somebody over there helping him or trying to help him. But apparently Finn, very strong swimmer, jumped in, floated the guy to safety, and he is now a hero in the city of Boston.
My story's not about a hero. It's about a social media artist named Sunday Nobody. He took up a mantle. He was going to do something that a lot of people do. He's going to bury a time capsule. He spent $1,100 creating a giant tomb to put the things that he was going to put in his time capsule.
Okay.
And on the outside of it, he put a little plaque that says, historical artifact buried below. Do not open for 10,000 years. Year buried 2022. That's what you see on top.
Mm-hmm.
What you don't see is on the bottom, which says what's in it and the ingredients in that. Because it was a bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
That's it?
He spent $1,100 to bury a bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos. And on the backside, it's the ingredients of how you make Flamin' Hot Cheetos. A, tell me you have too much money by being a social media artist.
Right.
This is the kind of guy you see on House Hunters. I grow mung beans, and my wife works part-time making paper plates. Our budget is $4 million.
Right.
Yep. That's this guy. And he has a hobby, and it's burying things.
Created a tomb.
$400 on concrete, $100 on rebar, $300 on sled wood, $180 on epoxy, $170 in rentals, $100 in random stuff that he listed with a different word that I can't say on the show. Estimated total cost, $1,100 to bury some Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
For 10,000 years, no less.
A, you have entirely too much time on your hands. Don't do that. B, Flamin' Hot Cheetos are one of those things that will turn me into an Aaron Rodgers. Like just ayahuasca doing stuff, because if I see a bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos, there will not be a bag when
Pounded.
I'm done with it.
Yeah, pounded.
I made chicken after about, I'm going to conservatively say 15 domestic lights. I decided to make fried chicken that was breaded with Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
I did that with Cheez-Its once. It was really good.
We should do a Fat Guy Chronicles of just, hey, these are these stupid things we have done.
Well, when you don't have breadcrumbs, what are you gonna do?
Flamin' Hot Cheeto chicken is out of this world. And my next adventure, for my next delicacy, I'm gonna do it with Flamin' Hot Doritos.
Oh, those are so good. The Cool Ranch Flamin' Hot Doritos.
I eat them, and I don't even look at don't even look at me while I'm eating this. Just you go over there And I'm gonna sit right here and be gross and eat this whole bag.
Right, because you're not going to like what you see.
No. I also bought one of those trail bags and threw taco stuff in it. Oh, boy.
Trail bag?
It was a walking taco with the flaming hot Dorito. Oh, boy. Oh, buddy. I tell you what, you will walk away from that a different man.
If he did it right, though, I mean, maybe they'll still be fresh in 10,000 years. You never know.
No, it's a Twinkie. If he'd have buried 18 Little Debbie's, I guarantee you they'd probably be still in the same batch at your local gas station by the time they dug it up.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville Power Rankings. Roll on after this.
This is your Exergen Temporal Center weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
A real taste of fall tonight with temperatures down in the upper 30s in the valley, and we're below freezing with elevation tonight. Sunshine Wednesday, high 62 degrees. And then some rain pulls in for the late week forecast Thursday night into Friday. Could see some 1-inch plus downpours for Friday. And this is from Nicole, which is advertised to become a hurricane hitting the southeast coast of Florida midweek. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 40 eastbound is slow between Sweeten Creek Road and 240 Charlotte Highway. 40 eastbound in Haywood County is slow between Fines Creek Road and mile marker 18. On Sweeten Creek Road, moving between I-40 and Fairview Road, expect some heavy traffic volume. Sweeten Creek Road southbound between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road is slow. I'm Lee Minfield with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. You might not have the biggest garage on the block, but with eBay Motors, there's 122 million parts right at your fingertips. Whatever you need, there's something that fits your vehicle. Air filters, tires, seat covers, and more. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
Why wait to save? Dell Technologies Black Friday event arrives early with select deals on top tech to power business productivity. The savings start now with up to 48% off performance business PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, including free shipping on everything. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL for Black Friday deals. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Okay, can I have everybody's attention for just a second?
Morgan's media planning firm just landed a multi-million-dollar client.
Because we won the pitch.
She needs to staff up before trafficking hits a traffic jam.
So we're going to need research, planning, buying, obviously, and probably data analytics.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Everyone's heard about the housing market and this being the best time to sell a house in years. But the same thing applies to cars. Whether you're looking to buy a car, trade in, or sell that car in the driveway collecting dust, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville wants to buy your car. They have 2 on-site managers that work with Kelly Blue Book to give you top dollar for your vehicle. You can even have your car appraised instantly at AndersonNissan.com. Stop in and visit them today at 629 Brevard Road in Asheville or call them at 828-365-1663.
At Ingles Weather, we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Sportsocracy.
You were just dumber than a bag of hammers.
And welcome back into the Ingles Studio. Power rankings continue here for Week 10 in the NFL. We're up to number 17, and it's the Cleveland Browns. It's about time. It's about time you came around on the Cleveland Browns. I was sick of seeing them down in the 20s. Feel like this is a team that you've been underselling all year, Jeremy. I know the defense isn't what you want it to be or what
good.
Cleveland fans wanted them to be.
Yeah, it's not good.
I mean, they're
first
fine.
half of the season, they were awful.
Mm-hmm. But, you only gave up,
If you're about to say the Bengals, they've owned Joe Burrow. Don't ask me why, because I don't know.
You only gave up 13 points to the Bengals, who just scored 45 on the Carolina Panthers. So,
well,
how
it's
bad
42
can they be?
A, B. That's not
Whatever.
really saying a whole lot. It's kind of like that Bryant story you said earlier. They scored 417 points. Great.
Right.
They're playing at D3 school.
But the win over the Cincinnati Bengals was good. Hopefully, you can have a good showing against the Miami Dolphins. Nobody expects you to win that game on the road. That secondary is going to get just dusted, by my estimation, against the Dolphins. But Myles Garrett's back to play into Defensive Player of the Year type ball. And you're going to get Deshaun Watson back in a couple of weeks.
That's the X factor. I'm really curious to see how that goes. Look, this team has talent. It's just they beat you a specific way. We have to get in front of you. If we get behind, we're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened against New England. They got behind, they couldn't stop them, and then it was over. So, look, I'm not telling you that the Browns are a great team because they're not. I'm curious to see what they're like with Deshaun Watson. You're going to need to win a couple games that I'm not 100% sure how you're going to win them. I think 10 is the floor for the playoffs in the AFC. And just looking at the Browns schedule, who exactly are you supposed to beat here? Are you going to go to Miami and beat the Dolphins?
No.
No. Are you going to go to Buffalo and beat the Bills?
Without Josh Allen, maybe.
Josh Allen's fine.
You think
Josh
so?
Allen's fine. No, And then great. You're sitting at 7 losses and you have to win out.
Mm-hmm. But
I think that's a team that's going to look very impressive by the end of the year and not make the playoffs.
Right.
Because their quarterback was suspended.
Mm-hmm.
So, you knew it was a possibility, and it's come to roost.
Yep. And then next year, that's what you use the last half of this season for. You use the last half of the season for getting reps for Deshaun Watson and catapult yourself into 2023.
And you show how good he is because we haven't seen him in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, guess what? Players will want to play with him.
Yep.
Free agent wide receivers. Yep, I will do that. I will go be on the opposite side of Amari Cooper and make this offense elite.
I'm not looking forward to watching Nick Chubb run for 280 yards against my Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming up in 3 weeks. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, that's probably not going to go your way. It's after Thanksgiving. You'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
You'll have enough turkey and dressing and all the other wonderful deliciousness.
Number 16, it's the New England Patriots.
I know I have to say nice things about this team, but I really don't want to.
You can't think of a single thing.
What am I supposed to say? You had
them?
9 sacks. Matthew Judon and his name's eluding me now. Had 3 sacks apiece. The defense is fine. Your offense has no floor whatsoever. All right, it has no ceiling whatsoever.
Right.
Because you have to Ramondre Stevenson. I don't really like any of the receivers outside of Jacoby Myers. They are the definition of the average team in the NFL. And the bad thing for them, you are very clearly the worst team in your division.
Mm-hmm.
But we beat the Jets.
Josh
barely.
Uche. Josh Uche was the name
Josh
we were looking
Uche.
for.
You barely beat the Jets with a quarterback who would have been better just throwing it in the ground by QBR. And you barely beat them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Mac Jones is the solution. They had 204 yards against Indianapolis. And that was a team that couldn't move the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You're in advantageous positions constantly.
And let's not forget, you got smoked by the Chicago Bears. That's the one that I'm not going to ever get over.
I don't think I will either. I really don't think I will either.
Right.
And that will happen again. New England will lose another game that makes absolutely no sense. Now, I will say I think Bill's done a great job of making chicken salad out of chicken squat.
Mm-hmm.
because this is not a very talented team.
I mean, I won't be surprised if they don't win another game.
And conversely, I won't be shocked if they find some way to go 8-9, and they hang around. And that when CBS and Fox start putting out the in the hunt, and they're the last team at the bottom of that, I won't be shocked by that either. You win a couple games that you're not supposed to. I mean, I'm gonna call my shot a second time here. You got to play the Jets off a bye next week. I don't think you're gonna like how that goes. You know that old, what was it, Men's Warehouse? You'll like the way you look, I guarantee it. You're not going to like the way this looks, I guarantee it.
But Bill's coming off a bye, and I don't like that for you. He already beat you once, and I get Zach Wilson was god-awful in that game. I'm not discounting that.
You beat him by a field goal.
Bill Belichick off a bye, I don't like that.
And this is kind of like, and the way I'm looking at this is I look at the two defenses and go, this is kind of like you're driving a Pinto, and I'm driving my new car from Fred Anderson Nissan. Off the line, you might be a better driver than me. You might have all the gumption in the world, but you don't have the horsies to keep up with me. And you've already beaten me once, and I wasn't happy about it.
Mm-hmm. And you shouldn't be.
But thank you for showing Mike LaFleur that you do have to keep him in the pocket.
Number 15. It's the Atlanta Falcons.
I don't understand this team at all. I don't get it doesn't make any sense. I can't figure it out. It makes my brain physically hurt. They ran for over 200 yards on the Falcons, or on the Chargers, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
But you still found a way to lose. It's just like the Panther game. I don't understand how you allowed that to be as close as it was. Because if you watched it, and I did, it wasn't close. It was very obvious that you were the better team. I felt like it was obvious you were the better team against the Chargers. And yet you still found a way to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And then conversely, you've had a couple games where you were very clearly the lesser team, and you found a way to win. I don't know what to do with that. But then again, I look at the NFC and go, you might make the playoffs at 8-9. There are just not a lot of good teams over there. And I do think they play hard. I think they've got a lot of young guys that don't even know what they don't know. And I think that's serving them well right now.
Mm-hmm. And look, they lost the lead in the division. Now they're tied. I mean, you're still in the lead, obviously tied with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but the Buccaneers have the tiebreaker with you because they already beat you. But over the next few weeks, the Atlanta Falcons will play the Carolina Panthers at home, the Chicago Bears, Washington Commanders, Pittsburgh Steelers. In that 4-game stretch, you could very well punch your ticket. You win all those games, you're 8-5. Not to give you too much false hope here, but I don't think it's false hope.
I'm not going to say it's false. I mean, I don't think they're competitive you're not going to win anything.
Yeah, the win in the division, I mean, that's what all of these teams, that's all you got to play for. Because we don't think any of these teams are going to go into the playoffs and win a game. Now it becomes NFC South of whenever that was, when the Panthers went 7-8-1. The NFC East when the Commanders made it at 7-9 or whatever the hell their record was. Seattle Seahawks in the West. This is your Super Bowl. Winning the division is your Super Bowl.
And that would put you probably 2 years ahead of what you thought you were, which is fine. I'm just watching the chat. I cannot wait for Foxborough. Can we play it this week? Roger, can we play it this week? Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please. I can't wait till people see where the Jets are in this.
Oh, are they talking smack?
Oh, yeah.
They're talking major smack.
Oh, the Jets. New England's been beating the Jets for 30 years. Yeah, you had Tom Brady. That line is, to me, is the equivalent of saying, in my day, I was the best looking. Yeah, and now your hair's all gone, and you don't wash your clothes very regularly. You're not that same looker you think you are, but it's adorable to me that you think you are.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. We will be back after the break with more of the Week 10 Power Rankings with the number 14 team in the NFL.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 240 westbound on the Captain Jeff Bowen Bridge. Traffic volume also slow. Sweeten Creek Road southbound stop and go between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. Hendersonville Road is moving problem-free. Merriman Avenue northbound near Edgewood Road. Traffic is slow. Checking the drive time from downtown Asheville to Asheville Regional Airport via 240 westbound and 26 eastbound. Drive time 20 minutes. I'm Lee Minfield with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. You might not have the biggest garage on the block, but with eBay Motors, there's 122 million parts right at your fingertips. Whatever you need, there's something that fits your vehicle. Air filters, tires, seat covers, and more. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
The iHeartRadio Asheville Pro Football Pick'em Challenge rolls on. Make your picks by the Thursday night game at ESPNAVL.com. Weekly winners win a $50 gift card to Asheville Pizza and Brewing and a register for the grand prize, a year's worth of golf for two at Chestnut Mountain Golf Course.
Hi, I'm Capri, and the little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is the chicken. They actually put it on the grill, cooked it in the sauce. It's definitely a good grilled spicy sandwich.
Hey, I'm Michelle, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is it's spicy and it's full of flavor. When you pair that with the Kale Crunch Salad, it's just good.
Order a grilled spicy deluxe sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you have to drive 300 miles to your cousin's wedding. Okay, so it's his fourth. But you know what they say, fourth time's the charm. Well, here's the problem. Your tires are as bald as I am. But lucky for you, eBay Motors has tires for just about every make and model. Plus wheels, lug nuts, jack stands, and more. 122 million parts. Do they have tissues? Oh, good, because I'm definitely a crier. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I am Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Ahoy, matey! At Ingles, our extensive seafood department offers a huge variety. From your local catch to flavors from around the world. Wild sashimi tuna, Charleston crab cakes, mountains of shrimp, bourbon salmon, wild mahi-mahi with mango salsa. It's enough to make any salty sea captain ready to set a course for the bounteous treasure of the Ingles Seafood Department. It's all in the bag. Ingles. Low prices, love the savings.
We are back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville and a Power Rankings Tuesday. Number 14 team for Week 10. It's the Los Angeles Chargers.
Go Chargers, go!
Los Angeles Chargers, are they finding some kind of a rhythm, do you think?
They just get the ball run down their throat. Mm-hmm. And it just really bothers me. Because it limits your ability. Here's my problem with the Chargers. I think they have all the talent in the world. But when you can't stop one of the worst rushing teams in the league, I feel like your ceiling is capped so low. Mm-hmm. Especially in a conference that has so many teams that just love running the ball. I love the talent with the Chargers. I think they're one of the 5 most talented teams in the league. I don't think they're one of the 5 most well-coached teams in the league. Mm-hmm. And I know we've said that about Staley. I watched a lot of the Falcons-Chargers game, and I was just dumbfounded by all of it. Of how do you not know exactly what is coming? He still couldn't stop it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just legit bothers me that you're just not well-coached.
This team is killed by injuries as well, and that's going to be the cop-out for every Chargers fan. But I
don't think it's a cop-out.
To a point, it is.
You can't let Tyler Algier run it down your throat and then say, well, it's because of the injuries.
Right.
Especially when you got Marcus Mariota, who's throwing 15 times a week.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the injuries are becoming the cop-out, and it's taking attention away from the shortcomings of the coaching staff. Number 13, the Tennessee Titans. It's the Derrick Henry show.
You Derrick Henry real well.
Mm-hmm. And the defense is better than you think.
Oh, no doubt. You just need to put Ryan Tannehill in an iron lung. Because if we see Malik Willis starting a playoff game, I will bet the under, and I will take whatever team makes it in the AFC for whatever number Vegas puts on it.
Unless they play the Chargers. And then they win.
That is a good point, you
right.
Yes.
That's what I'm staring at going, Tennessee wins this division. If they get the Chargers in the first round, that's
Derrick
automatic
Henry
bid.
might have 418 yards rushing in a playoff game.
Right. Tennessee Titans, I feel like that is an undersold defense. Derrick Henry is still the man, and as long as he's up and he's breathing and he is a force to be reckoned with, this team is going to be a force.
And it's not going to be fun to watch. I mean, the Tennessee Titans are never going to be the sexy team that's fun to no, it's going to be a gross fest. And every time you see them in primetime, you're going to watch it and go, why do I not remember any one play from this game? Because that's what they do.
Mm-hmm. And at number 12, it's the San Francisco 49ers.
I feel weird about this team.
Okay.
They're the Chargers of the NFC. You're so talented,
mm-hmm.
but you've done things that I don't understand. I'm hoping after the bye that the Christian McCaffrey thing has come together, and then I can bump you up back to where you really belong. The problem for San Francisco is that there were about 5 teams in the NFL that I saw do something very impressive that confirmed things I already thought, which pushes you down. I mean, they are who we've talked about them being. Mm-hmm. You didn't see them play, so it's – and I believe this is about the tier. It's about 12. That's where that next tier of – I don't know that any of you can win the Super Bowl, but, man, you are going to be unpleasant to play in the playoffs, and you are going to make this playoffs ridiculously fun.
We have not seen – a healthy Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel together with this team yet.
And they're 2 of the most consistently hurt players in the league, which is one of the reasons it was easy for me to push them down.
True, but just wait.
Can we just end the regular season?
The Los Angeles Chargers this week.
I mean, I understand playing through it because it gives us something to watch, but can we just get to the postseason? Because the playoffs are going to be a lot of fun, much like the next hour.
Next 3 games, Chargers, Cardinals, Saints. For the San Francisco 49ers, they may look, may look every bit of a 4-4 team right now, but I think in 3 weeks they're going to look every bit of a 7-4 team that is hot going into the playoffs or to the stretch of the playoffs. You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. 3rd hour, top of the power rankings, up next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
A real taste of fall tonight with temperatures down in the upper 30s in the valley, and we're below freezing with elevation tonight. Sunshine Wednesday, high 62 degrees, and then some rain pulls in for the late week forecast Thursday night into Friday. Could see some 1-inch plus downpours for Friday. And this is from Nicole, which is advertised to become a hurricane hitting the southeast coast of Florida midweek. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow, 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 240 westbound on the Captain Jeff Bowen Bridge. Traffic volume also slow. Sweeten Creek Road, southbound, stop and go between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. Hendersonville Road is moving problem-free. Merriman Avenue northbound near Edgewood Road, traffic is slow. Checking the drive time from downtown Asheville to Asheville Regional Airport via 240 westbound and 26 eastbound, drive time 20 minutes. I'm Lee Minfield with your Time Saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by News Nation. Chris Cuomo is back with a new show on a new network. Catch Cuomo weeknights on News Nation at 8 p.m. Eastern. To find News Nation on your television provider, go to newsnationnow.com/join us. Friday Health Plans is designed for people who buy their own health insurance, with benefits like unlimited $0 primary care and mental health visits. Get a quote at FridayHealthPlans.com and see if you qualify for $10 insurance. All plans issued by Friday Health Plans of North Carolina, Inc.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
I'm Christine Lisi. Bills quarterback Josh Allen continues to undergo more testing and evaluation for an elbow injury to his UCL and related nerves, according to ESPN's Chris Mortensen. The team is hoping to know more about Allen tomorrow. Buffalo currently the 1 seed in the AFC, and while home field advantage in the postseason is valuable, having Allen as close to 100% as possible means more to the Bills, believes ESPN's Dominique Foxworth.
Honestly, at this point, I could care less about the first round bye or the seeding or going on the road. And I know it's the decisions are never this clear, but if the decision was we have to go on the road for all the playoffs, but we rest Josh Allen and he's 100% healthy, or he's 80% healthy and we get the first round bye, give me 100% and we'll go on the road. I think he and they are that good that they'd rather have that.
Dominique on Greene. The NFL, with its first TV flex of the season, moved the November 20th Chiefs-Chargers game to 8:20 Eastern and the Bengals-Steelers matchup to 4:25 Eastern. Latest college football playoff rankings unveiled tonight, 7 Eastern ESPN TV. There will be some shuffling at the top following a wild Week 10, including losses by Tennessee and Clemson.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Money. That's money. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com. And good luck from ESPN Asheville.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets and Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
You are in the Ingles Studio here on ESPN Asheville. 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy, heard everywhere around the world. Take us with you everywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app. And don't forget, you can watch us every time we're live on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com. Click on that live video link. Subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat each and every day. And you can weigh in on this week's Week 10 Power Rankings. We have worked our way now to the top 11 in the league. Still have not seen Jeremy's Jets on this list. I can't wait. I cannot wait. It's going to be so great. They finna drag you. Just so you know.
Here's the thing. What's my favorite line? I say it all the time. I don't say it on this show very often.
Coming to King, you best not miss.
You coming to King, you best not miss. I'm very well prepared for anything you can say to me.
Oh, yes, the power rankings roll on here for Week 10 in the NFL. And don't forget, while you're subscribing to the channel, you can also join the House of Reprehensibles. It's a meager fee.
And then you can get into the Discord and say all the things that you want to say to me. You call me a big mulleted moron. I don't care. I got thick skin.
To show your support for the Sportsocracy, we greatly appreciate it. And, you have basically unfettered access to us at all hours of the night. I mean, hell, we were up on the Discord chatting at 11:30 the other night.
I love how you said 11:30 like that was late.
It is late. That is super late.
I mean, not for me.
It is for me.
For me, you might get and the Discord, you might get some low-key bangers on some action at about 4 o'clock in the morning.
And
Never know.
And we got people all across the country that are in this thing. I mean, I have seen Jonathan Welch posting things at 2 a.m.
Yeah, because it's like, 6 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yeah, because he lives in Alaska.
That's how time zones work, right? When it's 6 here, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning in Washington.
Right. The power rankings roll on here for Week 10. Let's get into it. Number 11.
The New York Football Giants.
Yep, the New York Football Giants in at number 11. How do you feel about this team right now? I mean, they're 6-2. Obviously, their record is good enough to be up here, but do you still feel like this is a no doubt elite team?
When you hear hoofbeats, it makes a lot more sense to assume horses than zebras. I believe this is a very good, talented young team. I believe the New York Giants are almost a mirror image of the New York Jets. There's just one thing they don't have, and the Jets have a lot of it. Firepower on the outside. You want to take a mediocre quarterback, which is what both New York quarterbacks are, and bump them up, give them a dog like Garrett Wilson. Giants, you don't have a dog. You got a Wan'Dale Robinson, who I love, but he's 5'6". He's like 5'9", but you get the point.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like if you get into the shootout, and I can't just bleed you out with Saquon Barkley, I don't know what you do there. Now, that hasn't come up.
No, they have, but because they haven't played any of those teams.
Wink Martindale is doing special things with this defense. But I see the cracks. I see the cracks in this team, and look, I love Daboll. I found out something about Daboll that I'm actually planning on sharing in tomorrow's Mullet and the Dude. Can't share it on this show, and it made me like him even more. Very funny.
Mm-hmm. I continue to just look at the results of the season. Look at who they've beaten, and other than beating the Tennessee Titans in Week 1 and the Baltimore Ravens, I'll give you that one as well, because that's a team that I believe in,
mm-hmm.
and that was a hell of a win for you guys. But Giants fans, really be honest with yourself. Who have you beaten besides those two teams? And those were super close games that could have gone either way.
Well, and my big fear is that Seattle actually unveiled the path. They sold out on Saquon.
Mm-hmm. As you should.
They literally looked at the New York Giants and said, we'll let Daniel Jones throw for 400 yards on us if he can. How did he respond? He got sacked 5 times and threw for $176. I'm afraid that unveiled you. Now, you can still be a playoff team.
I don't see any way they're not.
I don't either. But the problem is, what happens when you get there? When you get to the playoffs and you see a Philadelphia, a Dallas, a Minnesota, whatever the case may be, what do you do then? And they can score, and you have to try to bleed them out with Saquon Barkley. I just don't think you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I still maintain Brian Daboll should, without a doubt, be on the ballot for Coach of the Year. Top 3 candidate, in my opinion, no doubt.
Yep.
I just don't think you have the horses. To be honest with you, I think this Giants team is the Jets from a year ago with a much easier schedule.
Mm-hmm. You can sleep through the next 2 weeks and win.
Yes.
Houston Texans, Detroit Lions. You got 2 with the Commanders, which that's an improving team, as Jeremy has said. Still a team that I don't believe in, and you should win those games.
And I'll be honest with you, I think they're probably going to lose to the Commanders.
One of them. Maybe you do. Maybe you split one of those. But then you got the Colts left on the schedule, too. I mean, you do the math on that.
Oh, this is a playoff team.
That's 10 wins.
This is a playoff team, no doubt.
Right.
Which is far and away better than you could have ever thought this was going to be.
Absolutely. And then you focus in the offseason of, what do we do with Daniel Jones?
Play
go
makers.
Get the quarterback? Yeah.
Don't go get a quarterback. You're pretty much stuck with Daniel Jones now. 1-year prove-it deal, whatever the case may be. Trust me, there's not going to be a whole lot of market for him, I promise you.
Right.
You need playmakers. You need somebody that is what you thought Kenny Golladay would be, because you can only win one way.
Mm-hmm.
And beating bad teams, that's phenomenal. But I don't think it holds up.
I don't think it does either. At number 10.
The Dallas Cowboys.
But you're still too low.
Am
I
I
can
though?
already hear it.
But am I though?
No. I feel like they are a top 10 team. The defense continues to be very good against the schedule that they played, except for, giving up 29 points to the Chicago Bears. But, you had that game. Maybe you took your foot off the gas. I don't know. But did score a bunch of points. You got the Green Bay Packers on the road this week. It's the Mike McCarthy revenge game coming back to Green Bay, and you should be able to win that game.
And they won't.
Really?
Nope.
What?
Set that line. Green Bay Packers that just lost to the Detroit Lions. Set that line. This is the most bet team in the NFL. Vegas knows I can hook you because in large part you bet stupid.
Green Bay minus 3.5.
5. Oh, it's Green Bay plus 5. They were never going to be a favorite. Now you're just in lunacy.
Well,
this is a team that just lost to the Lions.
The only reason you ask me those questions is usually because it's a stupid line.
Because you would think this would be Dallas. Dallas minus, 11.5?
No.
Green Bay's been awful.
I get it.
And I'll also tell you, I'm privy to the power ranking that they used to set this. The line's 3.5 points off from the way you set it with your own ranking.
Mm-hmm.
What does that tell you? Vegas is baiting you into doing something stupid, and they know you will. And guess what? 85% of the money right now is on the Dallas Cowboys. You know what that tells me? Green Bay Packers are going to win this game. You call me crazy? I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm pretty good at it. Green Bay Packers are going to win this game.
No, they won't.
Okay.
No. I've seen nothing that leads me to believe that Green Bay Packers are going to win this game. I still believe that the Dallas Cowboys are a much better team than the Green Bay Packers, and home field doesn't matter anymore. Not with that team.
Home field still matters. It's still the meanest stadium in the NFL to play in. They're in Soldier Field.
And the Jets won there.
I don't know why this is so hard for you to know. The Jets are good. That team's really good. Stop using that as the excuse. You want to use that Lions game? I get it. Actually, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Dark Soldier in our YouTube comments said, have a friendly wager. I'll put my money where my mouth is. I've been betting games like this for 15 years, and I'm telling you right now, Vegas has gold fixtures for a reason. They are baiting Cowboy fans in here.
Whoever loses has to wear the other person's team's jersey.
I can't put on a Tom Brady jersey. My skin will melt,
100%
and I'll die.
you can.
Yeah, my skin will melt, and I'll die. I will put $1,000 cash on the table before I put on a Tom Brady jersey.
Well, that's not going to happen.
I'm well aware. Matthew Hoffman said this screams torture ticket. You know what? We'll put it to a Q&A. We just found a new toy. We're going to find a way to use it.
Absolutely. Torture ticket on this game. 100%. Because I think that's absolutely ridiculous.
Horses, not zebras. Does that line make any sense at all?
Dallas minus 5?
Mm-hmm.
100% it does.
I love that we've been doing this long and you still don't understand lines. When you say things like that, it's just mind-bogglingly insane to me that you don't get this. The Dallas – all right, fact or fiction. Green Bay Packers are one of the 10 worst teams in the NFL.
Fact.
They're at home.
Mm-hmm.
This means they would barely be a touchdown dog in Dallas. You see how stupid that sounds when I say it that way? We go to Dallas, and Dallas would barely be catching 7 because this debuted at 4.
Okay.
They've moved it up because they're watching Cowboys fans just hemorrhage money on it. How often do you see Vegas lose money on games that the public's 95% on that way? It happens.
Mm-hmm.
Usually because they can't set the number high enough. You could have set this at 13.5. The public would still be buying Dallas. Why would I set it at 5? Because I want more of your money. because I know unequivocally these how about them Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, are going to come just parading through this door like hogs to slaughter to give me their money because this line doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just telling you, I say this every week. I actually went back and checked this. I've had one of these games every week. If I'd followed my heart, I'd be 7-1.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't, and I'm like 2-5.
Okay. Well, I mean, we'll see. Like we said, we'll put it out there to the to the House of Reprehensibles. Y'all
we'll make a ticket. I'm good.
Yeah, torture ticket, 100%. Dallas is the no doubt far superior team to the Green Bay Packers, and I don't care that they're at Lambeau. Dallas Cowboys coming in at number 10. Number 9. Will it be the New York Jets? You'll just have to wait and see. Right here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic stop and go 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. Haywood County 40 eastbound slow between Fines Creek Road and US 276. Light delays 26 eastbound between Brevard Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. In the Fletcher area, an accident reported Cane Creek Road at Lower Brush Creek Road. Sweeten Creek Road southbound stop and go between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. Hendersonville Road southbound stop and go between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Overlook Road. Near the NC Arboretum, Brevard Road northbound delays between Clayton Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Merriman Avenue north and southbound approaching Edgewood Road delays. I'm Lee Minfield with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Some banks can make it complicated to redeem credit card rewards. But with Discover, you can redeem your rewards for cash in any amount at any time. Talk about amazing. Learn more at discover.com/redeem rewards. Terms apply.
Help the planet with a tip from iHeartRadio Earth. Water heating can account for up to 25% of the energy consumed in your home. Save money and energy and improve the comfort of your home by turning down the temperature of your water heater from 140 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. It can save you up to 22% on your energy bill annually. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
Festivals, football, flannels. Some say fall is their favorite time of year. And this fall, there are now updated COVID-19 booster shots designed to help protect against COVID-19 variants. If you've had your primary series, schedule an updated COVID-19 booster shot appointment as soon as you're eligible. And don't forget to enjoy the foliage. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Are you ready to tackle your banking needs? Home Trust Bank's team of expert advisors and lenders want to be your teammate. We want to hear your story, learn your aspirations, and assist you with financial needs, and provide options that are tailored to you. With a wide range of personal, mortgage, and commercial services, you will discover all your banking needs under one roof with a local and personalized touch at Home Trust Bank. Score big with Home Trust Bank. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It is the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, and power rankings for Week 10 continue. Number 9.
In the comments, Stephen Tao said he wants to see me wear a cowboy hat. There's a whole box of very quality cigars back behind me. I'll go full Stephen A. Smith, and I think I have a cowboy hat somewhere.
If
That
you
got
don't,
worn.
I know somebody who's got one.
Yeah, that got worn one time. Not a cowboy hat guy, but I could for a day.
Green Bay Packers, Dallas Cowboys. We will have something on this.
No doubt.
I've seen Tank has to buy a Brett Favre jersey.
I saw the Taylor Swift shirt come out. I actually think that might fit Tank now. I, on the other hand,
It'll
am
be
6'5". I will look like Ezekiel Elliott. Doesn't matter how much weight I lose.
One was you have to wear a Cowboys jersey. I have to wear a Packers jersey. That would be great, but where are we going to find them?
Oh, I mean, I can find them. That's not a problem. But that's much more of a torture ticket for me than it is for you. I don't think you hate the Packers to the level that I'm accused of hating the Cowboys. I don't care about the Cowboys
Not
in
even
the
kind of
least.
close. No, not even kind of close. Anyway, we'll figure out some kind of torture ticket to have on this game because I do not believe that the Green Bay Packers are going to be able to beat the Dallas Cowboys, but we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. Number 9 in this week's Power Rankings is
the Baltimore Ravens.
Yes, sir. Winners of the Monday Night Football game last night against the New Orleans Saints. You were not impressed with anything you saw from Baltimore
I was
other than the defense.
I was very impressed with the Roquan Smith edition,
Mm-hmm.
and I continue to be very impressed with Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
As we go through the top 8, you're going to see a common theme of I've seen these teams all win different ways. Baltimore wins one way. They Lamar Jackson really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
The lack of targets is a problem. Lamar looked so angry by the end of last night. There was a point where they almost had 3 false starts in a row. Or not false starts, delay of games in a row. And it's just, I can't put my finger on it, but he doesn't trust anybody. With no Mark Andrews, he tried with Likely, and Likely almost put New Orleans right back in the game by bobbing a ball up in the air. He doesn't trust anybody. And this is, look, I never bought into Marquise Hollywood Brown. You got to have a receiver that this guy trusts. And you don't. It's a lot of Devin DuVernay and Deshaun Jackson.
Demarcus Robinson.
There's just no over-the-top threat.
Yeah.
And Lamar Jackson is so special that he beats that. You're going to have to win games defensively. And Marcus Peters, I saw something out of him that has bothered me all day long. He has one of the worst attitudes I think I've ever seen of any high-level player. He's very talented, but he gets in his own head really easily. And even Andrew Dalton took advantage of it for a drive. I'm not saying I don't like this team. I do. I really believe in the top 10 teams in this power rankings, and yes, that does include the Cowboys. I don't believe you're a contender, but I think I know what you are.
Right.
And I believe in Baltimore, but I don't think your ceiling is as high as a lot of other people do.
I still feel like they got the championship ceiling. It's small. It's very small. You'd have to have everything break your way, and you will have to have the ultimate breakout of somebody. And maybe it's Isaiah Likely. Maybe once Mark Andrews comes back and they're running like 3 tight end sets and stuff. I mean, that's going to be their path.
It's just a lot gets put on Lamar's shoulders. And I'm going to ask the question that I ask a lot. If you took Lamar, let's say Lamar got abducted by space aliens, what is this team?
Not good.
Offensively, a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Offensively, they would be it would be impossible to watch.
They'd be Houston Texans bad.
I don't know that they're that bad because I do think Tyler Huntley's pretty good. But you're not.
I keep forgetting about him.
But you're not a threat to anybody.
No, I keep forgetting about Tyler Huntley, so I'll take that back. You're not quite that bad.
And that's where it falls down for me. And as we go through the top 8 teams, you'll see why I put them there.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think they're more talented than that? I do. But between injuries, a little bad luck, and the fact that you just don't have a guy. I need you to have a guy that when it's 3rd and 7, I know where he's going every single time he drops back.
Denver Broncos bad. How about that?
That's probably more accurate.
Okay.
That's probably more accurate.
All right. Number 8. It's got to be time for the New York Jets, right?
The Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, Cincinnati Bengals coming in at number 8. Look, if Joe Mixon gets going, look, I get it was the Panthers, and the Panthers are not good at stopping the run. I fully understand that. But if this is going to be the launch pad for the return of Joe Mixon to relevance, then this has just jumped that offense another level like they were last year. Jamar Chase comes back from injury. You should not discount anything.
Oh, no, this team has a great high side.
Mm-hmm.
You still have one great big flaw. Teams with pass rushes are going to be a problem because Jonah Williams is a guard.
Mm-hmm.
But now when you get a team that can't get home to Joe Burrow, special. And that was even without Jamar Chase. Against look, Carolina has a good defense. And that was embarrassing. That's a high gear that not a lot of teams have.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people threw that the Bengal baby out with the bathwater, and they shouldn't have. They're very talented. I do feel like they get in their own way sometimes, but you have a high gear that not a lot of teams do.
Mm-hmm.
You have a high gear that's better than the team directly in front of you.
And you've got Baltimore Ravens. T.J. Watt, is he coming back next week?
That's the belief that he was going to come back after the bye.
All right, so if he comes back next week, that you can add them to the pass rush teams. I think Tennessee Titans will give them fits. Myles Garrett obviously is always a problem, and the Buffalo Bills. But are they going to lose all of those games? I wouldn't say so.
I don't believe so. I just think, look, I get Joe Burrow. There's not many quarterbacks in this league I would take over him, and with Jamar Chase, there's not many receivers in the league I would take over him.
Mm-hmm.
Defense gets a little more credit than it deserves, but this is a talented team.
Indeed.
Which is, and like I said, they have a higher upside than the team at number 7, which has a quarterback that is near and dear to my heart. You obviously know I didn't necessarily believe in them, and it feels really good to put this team at 7 because I never thought they would be here this year. And that team is the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, the Sea Chickens. To me, it's still all Pete Carroll.
It is. But they look like a well-oiled machine.
They absolutely
When they
do.
went up against the New York Giants, who to me are a lot of the same team, you have to baby your quarterback, but you've got a special running back. The defense is way better than people think.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle by the week is you can watch their tape and see a drastic improvement in that Seattle defense week to week. And it's not, we're just playing bad teams. Doesn't matter who you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
They gave Kyler Murray fits. And you know I don't love Kyler Murray. But that's impressive. With a team that's the defense is that young, that's impressive. That is an impressive win. It's an impressive win for the Seattle Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
It's already begun.
Yeah.
It's already begun of you're overselling the Jets. Don't worry, we'll get there.
Yeah, I mean,
the Seahawks their due. We'll get there.
Don't worry. We will definitely get there.
And it's coming in very short order.
Yes. You don't have too much further to go till you get to number 1. No, it's not that high. It's not.
No, they're not at 1. We do have a new number 1, but it is not the New York Jets.
That's right. Seattle Seahawks, though, I mean, I look at this team and go, can they continue it? They get the Bucks in Germany this week. Should be a win. I mean, Kenny Walker against that Tampa Bay defense. To me,
this
it's
should
a given.
be fun.
Right. To me, it's a given.
This will be much more fun for me than it is for you.
And then you go Raiders, Rams, Panthers. How is this one not a playoff team? And 2, how are they not the division champions? Because San Francisco has a lot of ground to make up.
They do. They do. And that's one of the hard parts about – it's one of the reasons I push San Francisco down a little bit is that with every passing week, I'm starting to believe in these teams more and more. And San Francisco, it's a lot of conjecture.
Bucks,
the talent
Raiders.
is better there.
Mm-hmm. Bucks, Raiders, Rams, Jets. You play some of the worst teams in the league on this schedule.
See, you can't even do it to upset me anymore because I know.
You know, it's all just a joke.
And look, it's we've been teasing this. You had to know it was coming. A team that added a player at the trade deadline has a very elite receiver. You got a quarterback that I don't always believe in. I can't believe I'm saying this, at number 6. It's the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, the Miami Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa and those wide receivers. Obviously, that is a tough thing to stop. You saw Jeff Wilson get involved this past week with a touchdown as well. I feel like they're going to be in every game.
They are. The defense is worrying me. That defense worries me.
Mm-hmm.
You add Bradley Chubb, you've got all these pieces, and you were a couple bad breaks for Chicago away from losing to the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
I can't unsee that. I flat out can't unsee that. And I knew as soon as I did that the chat would start to, we'll get there.
It's getting hotter.
It's fine. That's 100% fine. Wait till I tell you where Vegas has them. You won't think I'm as drunk as it would look. Look, Miami's good. I feel like they can beat you one way, which is shoot out.
Mm-hmm.
Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, I got dogs. I'm not sure all right, so it gets cold or it gets windy. What exactly am I supposed to do now? Do I trust in Raheem Mostert? He's had 2 crush spots in a row, and he was basically irrelevant.
Yeah.
If he doesn't score a touchdown, you wouldn't even known he played.
Right.
And that makes me a little nervous, especially when you get into the high side of the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'm not going to lie to you.
But I still feel like with those weapons, I can shorten the field. I can be able to mitigate whatever weather is going to bring me.
Okay.
You don't think so? Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, keeping it close, that won't work?
You have a quarterback from Hawaii playing in bad weather. That always made me nervous.
I get it.
I mean, he said this on record. I haven't played a ton of bad weather games. And if you look at his history, he has been terrible in bad weather.
Mm-hmm.
That does make me nervous, but this team's very talented.
I was going to say, the only times that's going to come into play is when they go to the Buffalo Bills on December the 18th. That's not going to be fun. And they got to go to the New England Patriots on New Year's Day. Those are the only 2 games you got the possibility of that, because everything else is either at home or on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
So Miami's going to be just fine.
Oh, yeah.
This is a playoff team.
No doubt.
They are in the hunt for the division. Should something, should
Josh
this Josh Allen thing
is,
get worse?
The Josh Allen, look,
This
from
could-
what, and all I can say about Josh Allen, all I can do is tell you what I've been told. They're not overly worried about it. He had the same injury a year or 2 ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think he missed a game or 2. This is less than that. So calm down on the Tommy John. First of all, Tommy John's not as big a deal to a quarterback as it is to a pitcher. I know we hear Tommy John and freak out.
Yeah, but it's still a year.
No, it's not, because you don't
time,
have to. You don't have to put it back together. There's not as much torque on a quarterback's arm as there is on a pitcher.
Okay.
Now you do if it
Is
gets
that
so
the way
bad.
Josh Allen fires it?
Well, here's all you need to know. It's bad enough that he came out the next play and fired off the longest pass in the NFL in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's fine.
We can only hope. Buffalo Bills fans can only hope that he's going to be just fine. That means with the Miami Dolphins at number 6, we are down to the top 5.
It does. It do indeed.
And you still have not heard the Jets. Jets.
I'll defend it.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. First, the most important message of the day. And that message is
don't do crimes.
Don't do crimes. Like, how is we keep having this problem of people trying to take loaded guns on airplanes? Stop it. Now, it's not weird that somebody tried to take a gun on an airplane, but it is weird the way they tried to do it. Down in Fort Lauderdale, somebody tried to get on an airplane and tried to get through security with a loaded gun. And it wasn't like some of the other cases that we've seen where somebody might have a hollow bottom in their suitcase, or you're trying to sneak it in a coffee tin or anything like that. No, the holidays are coming up, and somebody said, you know what, I need to go to Grandma's house, and I have to take dinner. And they stuffed the gun inside a raw turkey. Yeah, like that's just, it's going to be fine. It's going to be absolutely fine. We're going to send that turkey right through security, and they're not going to pick up on it at all. No, that's not how x-rays work. And when the turkey went through the x-ray machine, obviously, local law enforcement was called, and this person is going to face charges
Local police have to file those charges, but regardless of whether or not the local police are going to do it, there is, just as a reminder, there is a civil fine of $1,500 for trying to take a gun on an airplane. That's crimes. Don't do crimes. And don't be weird. Don't take raw meat on a plane. That should be a no. Like, we're worried about little bottles of shampoo. I'm more worried about someone taking a raw turkey on a plane.
Yeah, don't do that. Just get a turkey where you're going.
Exactly.
Don't carry raw fake bird on an airplane.
And hopefully where you're going, they have Ingles supermarkets, because that's where you need to get your turkeys.
Low prices, love the savings.
Exactly.
My story's from Dallas, Texas, because Texas is one of the weirdest places on earth, and a lot of stories come from there. It's about a man named Marvin Guevara. Another man named Andy Guevara. Related.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Marvin was driving a white SUV, and he pulled up next to a stolen blue Dodge Charger that had eluded police but had just been located by the crime helicopter in the sky. Andy Guevara gets out of the blue Charger, which he had stolen, grabs a car seat out of the back of the stolen car with a baby in it, and gets into the white SUV, and now they start a new chase away from Dallas police.
Oh, my.
They ultimately are detained by police. The chase ends. No one's hurt. All is good. Then the question comes up of, who is the baby? We still don't know the actual relation of the baby. The baby is fine, by the way. No harm to the baby.
Good.
That's not really why I'm telling the story. So the two Guevara men are arrested and taken away. The baby is given into the custody of his grandfather. Does that sound strange?
And where's the mom?
Mom showed up. She showed up to ask my baby. I need my baby back.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't know if there's any relation here. It does not
Did
specify
she sing
the story.
the song?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I want my baby back, baby back.
Oh, good. You make my brain hurt sometimes. She arrives at the scene, identifies herself as the baby's mother. Her name's Summer Hamilton. There's only one problem. She has an outstanding warrant for theft as well. So the police call, say, we have your baby. They baited her into, oh, by the way, you do know that the person we're looking for has it. Bring a relative with you. So she brought her dad, thinking that she had to sign some documents because her baby was involved. Nope. She had to go to jail.
Not good. Don't do crimes. You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
We're the top five.
Top five.
Baby!
Top five of the Week 10 power rankings. And still have yet to hear Jeremy's team called. More up next.
This is your Extra Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
A real taste of fall tonight with temperatures down in the upper 30s in the valley, and we're below freezing with elevation tonight. Sunshine Wednesday, high 62 degrees, and then some rain pulls in for the late week forecast Thursday night into Friday. Could see some 1-inch plus downpours for Friday. And this is from Nicole, which is advertised to become a hurricane hitting the southeast coast of Florida midweek. I'm meteorologist Scott Lauriamore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is crawling 240 westbound between Chuns Cove Road and Montford Avenue. 40 westbound stop and go between Hendersonville Road and Bavard Road. 26 eastbound is slow between the French Broad River and Airport Road. Cane Creek Road in Fletcher at Lower Brush Creek Road, an accident reported. Traffic is slow on Sardis Road northbound between Bavard Road and Sand Hill Road. Hendersonville Road southbound stop and go between Biltmore Forest and Overlook Road. Sweeten Creek Road southbound stop and go between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by NetSpend All Access Account. NetSpend All Access Account. Get the account designed for your everyday mobile banking needs. Banking services provided by and account established by Pathward NA. Member FDIC. Deposit account opening is subject to registration and ID verification. Terms and costs apply.
The midterms are here. With so much at stake, MSNBC has the in-depth coverage and analysis to give you a greater understanding. Watch coverage of the 2022 midterms. Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern on MSNBC.
Hey folks, DG here asking you to give yourself the gift of Asheville smiles here in 2022. Studies have linked untreated gum disease to heart disease, erectile dysfunction, systemic diseases, premature birth, joint issues, and much more. Everything is connected. And seeing a dentist every 6 months is important for your overall health. For top-notch dental care from Dr. Rebecca Merrill here in Asheville, call 828-251-2426 or AshevilleSmiles.com.
All starts in Asheville with the Asheville Championship, the first men's college basketball tournament of the season at Harrah's Cherokee Center, Asheville, November 11th and 13th. Teams include ETSU, Harvard, Elon, and Louisiana Lafayette. Tickets are on sale now via Ticketmaster and Harrah'sCherokeeCenterAsheville.com.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I am Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
You might not know this, but the Ingles Bakery is actually a bakery. As in, we bake things, really delicious things. Things like crusty breads just waiting for that scrumptious strawberry jam. Apple fritters to pair perfectly with that morning cup of coffee. Cakes for any occasion, customized to your precise standards. And did we mention the cookies? It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
Welcome back into the Ingles Studio on ESPN Asheville. It is the top 5 of the Week 10 power rankings. And let the dragon continue as Jeremy's New York Jets
have not appeared
until now.
Because we're in the top 5, and it's time for the nobody circles the wagons like the Jets, Jets.
They are number 5 this week after knocking off the Buffalo Bills. I'll give you that. The defense is really good.
Defense is the best defense in the NFL. Analytically, that's not an opinion. That's an analytical fact.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
You get into DVOA and all the analytical things. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but any metric you want. Now, here's what I know somebody's going to say. But the Dolphins are better. Already beat them. It was with a backup quarterback. Okay, well, 2 of our losses were with a backup quarterback. Mm-hmm. Next! Keep bringing them at me. Seattle Seahawks. How they going to score? Sauce Gardner on DK Metcalf. Run against us? Good luck.
Yep.
Okay. Next. Cincinnati Bengals. That line against that line. Who you think wins? I tried to push the Jets as low as I could. If you take away the most ungodly, awful game I've ever seen from a quarterback, they have not lost a game without Joe Flacco playing.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Wilson doesn't have to be special. I understand he's not good. It's the same metric that we've used with the New York Giants. Here's what I saw. Best team in the NFL, to me, unequivocally. Now, they're not number 1 in the power rankings. 7 minutes to go, they, without a doubt, knew what the Jets were doing. They knew. We're not letting Zach Wilson throw this ball. James Robinson marched all the way down the field on them. Michael Carter marched all the way down the field on them.
Mm-hmm.
He had to throw 2 times. You knew I could have called the play for you. Couldn't stop it. Slant route to Garrett Wilson, in cut and route to Garrett Wilson. First down, first down. If you can do that, this team can beat anybody in the league. I don't care who it is. Because you name me a team that's got 3 receivers. Oh, and if you do, their slot corner is top 15 in the league, according to DVOA.
Really?
They only have 3. Now, if one of them go down, all bets are off. And the Jets are losing guys routinely.
Right.
They're losing about 2 starters a week. This team is special good. But they lost to the Patriots. I'm well aware of that.
And they get the Patriots again next week in Foxborough. You should beat the crap out of the Bears. Ooh, and then you go to the Minnesota Vikings.
That one will be fun. Sauce Gardner, Justin Jefferson. That's appointment television, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, it is.
And here's the thing that and this is just where I'm at. You can disagree with me. You're more than welcome to it. There's a reason my name is on this, so you can throw it at me. This is the youngest team in the NFL. They're getting better every single week.
Mm-hmm.
I understand Zach Wilson's a limitation. Every team up here has a limitation. Every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
But the Bills were hurt.
Every team's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about hurt? Really? The Jets are playing their 14th offensive lineman. Please throw me hurt again.
Right.
I dare you.
And somehow you're still able to run the ball.
That's the most mind-boggling part. That's the reason they're up here.
Right.
If you've noticed, 5 has been a corridor. Because every single time you believe in a team, they let you down.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. There are 4 teams in this league that you really know what they are. There are another 6 that have the talent to beat anybody in this league. They also have the talent to lose to anybody in this league because most of them have a loss that doesn't make any sense. It's what the NFL is.
Mm-hmm.
This is where it is. And I just look at that defense that is getting better by the day. I know how good it is right now. You have 1 starter that's older than 28 years old. What do you want from me?
Right.
It's a special defense, and Garrett Wilson is Justin Jefferson level good.
Is he?
He's so good. When you watch the tape on him, it is intoxicating. And the bad thing is there's times where every team knows that that's the only guy he trusts.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter because he has footwork that just gets him open. He gets big. He gives a good target for Zach Wilson. That's all you need.
Yeah.
And if you listen to Robert Saleh, they have found some way to keep this little tiny upstart up. You've demolished Aaron Rodgers. I get that team's not good. I'm well aware of that. You just beat the best team in the league in a game that you had no reason to win.
Mm-hmm.
You were down 14-3. And then what happened?
And you came back and won. You came back and the defense took control of the game, and you won. It was the most shocking thing that I saw this past week in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's the most shocking win. According to Vegas, it's the most shocking win in the NFL in like 8 years. According to betting metrics and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And Vegas put them at 6.
They
went from 16 to 6.
Wow.
Because now they've shown that they can beat you multiple ways. And I see but Zach Wilson's your quarterback. Okay, let's really take an inventory of what's left here, shall we? You got the Buffalo Bills, who may be down to Case Keenum. I don't think that's the case, but it could be. Kirk Cousins is one of the quarterbacks still left, and Jalen Hurts is one of the quarterbacks still left. You think they're special, really? Kirk Cousins has been in the league for 11 years. You think all of a sudden now he's just an MVP?
Mm-hmm. There's more.
It's all about the system.
Yeah, there's more to football than just having a star quarterback. Because these teams, I don't expect the Buffalo Bills to immediately just be dog water if there is something wrong with Josh Allen.
I got to ask this question yesterday. Where does Buffalo fall if Case Keenum's the quarterback? They're the 3rd best team in the NFL. They're the best team with Josh Allen. With Case Keenum, they're 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because they just don't care. It's a system. The New York Giants, are they the most talented team in the league? Nope. They're at 11. They have Daniel Jones, who I'm not sure belongs in this league, let alone belongs starting in this league. And their receivers are 4 dudes that it looks like they bought off the bargain bin at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird year in this league. Teams are winning in creative ways. Justin Fields won a game in the NFL. It's a weird time to be alive.
Not just one. 3.
Ugh.
He won 3.
I don't count 2 of them.
At number 4, it's the Minnesota Vikings.
And I considered, are they actually better than this? No, I don't think they are.
No, they're not.
To me, it's the top 3. There's a drop to Minnesota. There's a drop past Minnesota to a block of about 6 teams.
Mm-hmm. And your Jets are at the top of that tier.
For now. Could that change in a week? Sure. I've also seen just bizarre things happen in this league.
Mm-hmm.
I trust defense more than I trust offense. I trust a team that I watched you run on what I think is the best defensive line I've ever seen when they knew exactly what was coming and didn't stop you.
Mm-hmm.
You have a limited quarterback. So do the Giants. So do the Seattle Seahawks.
Mm-hmm. Minnesota Vikings will continue to put up. Look, I know they didn't put up a bunch of points this past week against the Washington Commanders. You didn't need to.
No, that was the Packer game of last week. Vegas looked at it and went, nope, no. This number is dinky.
Mm-hmm.
But Minnesota's very good. And Jimmy for Joe, they match up with anybody in this league. Now, the reason you're behind the other 3 is at the end of the day, I'm still counting on Kirk Cousins, who I've actually never seen play well in primetime. That's your New England Patriots loss to the Bears. I can't unsee that. I can't unsee that with Minnesota.
Right.
But everything else, his team's good.
They are. They are very good, and they're going to be tested over the next few weeks. Going to the Buffalo Bills, they'll have the Dallas Cowboys on there, and as well as the Jets. Those are 3 out of the next 4 opponents for the Minnesota Vikings. You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. Week 10 power rankings. Top 3 coming up next. Plus,
it's the teams you thought. Now the question is, what order are they in?
Plus, Jeremy, you got some bangers for the Maction tonight.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic stop and go, 240 westbound between Chuns Cove Road and Montford Avenue. 240 eastbound, stop and go between Tunnel Road and Exit 8. 40 westbound is crawling between Hendersonville Road and Bavard Road. 26 eastbound, delays between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Long Shoals Road. Sweeten Creek Road southbound, stop and go between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. Hendersonville Road southbound, slow between Biltmore Forest and Overlook Road. Sardis Road northbound, delays between Bavard Road and Sand Hill Road. Bavard Road northbound between Clayton Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway, slow near the NC Arboretum. Merriman Avenue north and southbound near Edgewood Road, light delays. I'm Lee Minfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is paid for by North Carolina Governor's Highway Safety Program.
We all share the responsibility to make sure North Carolina roads are safe for everyone. We can reduce the number of people hit or killed by vehicles. Visit watchformenc.org for more safety tips.
Paid for by NCDOT.
The midterms are here. With so much at stake, MSNBC has the in-depth coverage and analysis you need. Our reporters are on the ground. Steve Kornacki is at the big board breaking down the races. On election night, Rachel Maddow and our Decision 2022 team will give you a greater understanding as results come in. And the next day, Morning Joe will provide perspective on what it all means for the future of our country. Watch coverage of the 2022 midterms, Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern on MSNBC.
I found the place to shop Black Friday, Kohl's. I earned Kohl's Cash on everything I bought. Got 15% off and saved big with their early access deals like sweats for under $10, a throw blanket for just $8.49, and boots for $16.99. Did I mention these deals are for a limited time? Don't wait. Get more gifts and more savings at Kohl's. Select styles. Deals valid through November 10th. 15% offer valid through November 10th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
When I finally drove the old car into the grave, I knew there was only one place I was going to go. Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville, home of the family plan. And yes, they treat you like family. I went in, told them what I was looking for, told them my budget, and in no time, I was signing the paperwork on my certified pre-owned vehicle. They have the area's largest selection on quality pre-owned vehicles and certified Nissans. They go through a 167-point inspection, so you know it's not going to let you down. They gave me the Carfax report, so I know the history of my vehicle. And the Fred Anderson family plan gives me things like oil changes and car washes and loaner cars if I have to have major work done on the car in the future. For me, buying a car has always been an intimidating thought. But the folks at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville made it super easy. Don't be like me. Don't wait till the last minute to get a deal done. Go to AndersonNissan.com or stop by the showroom at 629 Brevard Road. And don't forget to mention we sent you from the Sportsocracy and get a $250 bonus on your trade-in at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville. We're back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. Top 3 of the Week 10 Power Rankings. Number 3.
The Kansas City Chiefs. You struggled with a team that had Malik Willis playing quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Look, these top 3 to me, you're splitting hairs for different reasons. I understand the Eagles haven't beaten anybody. I hear that argument.
Except for the Vikings.
And you smoked them. That was on primetime. So, you know, I get it. I have a rationale on that may change your mind. I love Kansas City. I think this team's phenomenal. They're the one that has a side of the ball that I don't know what to do with, and it's the defense. Look, they're better than I thought. They still just got bled like a catfish by Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
With a team that you knew was not throwing.
Right.
That's unsettling to me. You knew it definitively. It's one thing if you've got a Zach Wilson who I at least trust his arm. I'm not sure Malik Willis could hit water off a bridge. I'm picking nits here because I think the 3 best teams in this league are clearly the 3 best teams in this league.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City Chiefs at 3.
Kansas City Chiefs at 3. Number 2.
Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills, obviously the Josh Allen thing. We'll continue to follow it.
The Josh Allen thing is the only reason they're at 2.
Mm-hmm.
They would have still been 1 to me. But they lost. I don't care. If you're new to this program, I don't tend to overreact to things.
No, but at some point,
especially when I know them definitively. The big problem with the Bills is they turn the ball over. That's what got them against the Jets. Now, I will say, one of those turnovers, I'm not sure there's a quarterback in the league that wouldn't have fallen for that. I've seen that interception from 4 different angles, and I still don't know how he picked it off.
Right. You want to talk about a team that does not turn the ball over, and it's the Philadelphia Eagles.
And that is our new number 1.
Mm-hmm. First half of that game with the Texans made you a little worried, but then what happened?
And I get it. They haven't played anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. They're not going to. This team is going to have this division locked up probably the week after Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed we talked about injuries with all of these teams up top? Philadelphia's not going to have that problem. Philadelphia could be playing a JV roster the last month of this season. That gives them a leg up. The Bills are going to be in a dogfight between the Dolphins, the Jets, and even the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs, I think they have a combatant in the Chargers. The Eagles got nothing. It's how quick can we get to 13 so everybody can take the month of December off?
In the drunk year that is the NFL, we keep saying that week in and week out. Everybody loses a game that they're not supposed to, except for one team. It's the Philadelphia Eagles. They have to be number 1 in my book. You're 8-0. You haven't had that letdown week, and it'll come. You're not going to run the table, but they got to be number 1. No way around it. I don't care what your strength of schedule says.
Real quick, Mac Bangers tonight. Ohio minus the 3. It's a weird line, but I'm sticking with my guns. Ball State plus the 11.5. Central Michigan plus the 1.
We will be back with you tomorrow at 3 right here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
A real taste of fall tonight with temperatures down in the upper 30s in the valley, and we're below freezing with elevation tonight. Sunshine Wednesday, high 62 degrees, and then some rain pulls in for the late week forecast Thursday night into Friday. Could see some 1-inch plus downpours for Friday. And this is from Nicole, which is advertised to become a hurricane hitting the southeast coast of Florida midweek. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow 240 westbound between Chuns Cove Road and Montford Avenue. 40 westbound is stop and go between Sweeten Creek Road and Bavard Road due to an accident. 26 eastbound stop and go between the French Broad River and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 on the westbound side, light delays near the French Broad River. Sweeten Creek Road southbound stop and go between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. Hendersonville Road southbound between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Overlook Road. Delays near the NC Arboretum. Bavard Road northbound delays between Clayton Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Merriman Avenue north and southbound approaching Edgewood Road. Delays. I'm Lee Minfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Halloween is over, but hiring is still scary. Indeed's end-to-end solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and instantly receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes